Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, due to the time differences. I hope everyone is doing well. As always, Friday evening is Abrabo Mu Nsem life issues. And the topic for this evening is Is your life best fulfilling others, other people's dream, or fulfilling your own dreams? So I'm going to play one or two, maybe three songs, because music is a good sensory for the mind, body, and soul. And then we will discuss it. If anybody wants to join in via video, let me know. I'll send you the link. If you want to call in, you can call me through Messenger or WhatsApp number. Yes. Music is a good sensory for the mind, body, and soul. My obia kwaba adofo na. Hey, brother Brian, while landing, and yes, right away. Yeah, we both going to be dancing together, and then I came prepared. Hi, Alvina. Apomuti saying it's good to see you, and I want you to say to this discussion, like we need to stay focused on us. It's not selfishness. Trust me. You guys who know what I'm talking about. So let me start with and your friend is saying, actually my main shot here with this, I'll save the other one for sister Yaps, because she said it's her favorite. So let me start with Tata Katie. Mario. It's the war. Feel. Oh, brother, I already sent you the link. Don't worry, Kwadranchi is here. You know I love Kwadranchi, Elvina. Yes, it's on the mental. Let me tell it. Hold on, I have to tell it. I'm not in my own every time you not in the oh yeah, listen to me. Abrabo Mu Nsem, big guy now that every time you not in the oh yeah, listen to me. Abrabo Mu Nsem, big guy now. I'm not in my own you're my I'm on my own. Yeah, Mr. Music Man, give us love song. Is it a different vibe? Hey.
I'm the supremo, king of all songs. Them like the priorities of it. It can get me out of the race and make me draw back. Make me draw back. And make me draw back.
Thank you, sweetie.
You can do, I can do it better. I'm better first. I'm better first. I can do what you can do, but you never try to do what I do. I'm better first. And Bob Marley said, "We the prophets, let them wear it. We the prophets, let them wear it. We the prophets, let them wear it. Yeah, tell them I'm time around. I'm for sure. I'm for sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. I'm for sure. For sure. I can just say all your plan. Well, I'm at least all your greatest. Every person is so really the king. Yeah, you just run me a movie. Yeah, you just run me a movie. She can't lie. I want to lie. From the weather, say, oh, your God. Cristiano Ronaldo, they just shoot us. What kind of baby, they won't have any number one. But I'm going to do it America. America. But I'm going to do it America. I won't. When you show up. When I'm up here, city, I was here. Man, we'll go grab a shit and sorry. Never this. Yeah, baby, to me, I am playing. I'm the supremo, king of love songs. Where you're let them wear it. Yeah, changing it to your burn out. I'm for sure. 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 I'm for sure.
How have you been?
I'm for sure. I'm for sure. Adwoa me pass it here, what?
Brother Brian, more power.
The Joe, so many of
I forgot what to say.
Why would you so better?
Give me 1 second. I think that I have my volume all the way down. Okay. Aha. So I'm a ankasa. Brother Brian.
The Joe, so many of
What is saying?
Dumo, now only a bishop for.
Oh, yes, what dum any shira obia hoye. We can't complain. To say send you via sekono if you don't take care now. When you ever home so then your market.
Exactly.
So and that topic in here and that topic I mean person discuss here is your life best fulfilling other people's dream or your own? You know, to say you sometimes, you know, I will for like decisions that you make, and I say you're pushing for your for no to say like so many things that it plays part our decision making, running other races just to like be able to keep up with society, because some people their decision is based on societal decision. Oh, again, my mama may yakokamu.
Hey, Adwoa, use the right word. I come. I come. Adwoa. Sister love. Sister love. Me, the language I speak in all kind of say you are doomed though.
I mean,
What's the member tonight? Kind of say come. Abrabo Mu Nsem. Hey. Let me bring this so people will laugh. I greet everybody family. When they may organize now you call play money age one time now.
Yeah.
Hoover the call ya plug and I'm a brother back say, oh, To plug in mommy. I say, hey, me again. Miss you to plug in mommy. I say, what's say, papa? And I'm say, my say, me the my dream clear. I say, cause unplug it. And I'm say, there be na idea no a shame. Now, is it not the same?
And I said 2 3.
I feel there, me who say, even Obia, like, oh yeah, on I'm the baby cross started. So I'm say, I don't because I'm not kind.
Some of them no a sound no.
Me fear her a agra yedi. So my wife and me babe kasa and all kabibi. Okay, oh, unji way for me say, hey, hey, what's saying? I'm sure. Also, say, yeah, kasa, very careful because he is here, hopper. They're very careful. About me, aka. Oh, and if way to mama, say now you are speaking.
I don't know. Like sometimes when you say the language now, oh Lord,
Exactly.
Exactly.
But that shouldn't push us off our language. To tell you the truth, our language is so sweet and it builds us up a lot. Because me, say, I listen to them, but the process is I listen to them and bring it into my language, how I understand it. Right. Then I project it back to them. Other than that, it will say we are lost. If you are on my Omokasama since is what has some around it. Nyamia wadum na winyana say to the tools would you mune fama then you talk back with them. Right. And Nyame can say Obi experiences, I don't know, but maybe that's how I go. Me mama ho nkyere me and say nipa no na o still see nyankopon na asama aka no me ni muaye ma that means me communicate here me ndie ma na mete ho.
No, I mean, it's I know you. Sometimes you might be on no ma. In kitty be on no ma. Yen dream home. It's say we are so focused on other things. Most of them, no. Shockley is the petty, pathetic, unnecessary things. We pay attention more to that. I mean, most of us spend our energy and most of our life on things that does not add to our life.
Exactly.
Because majority of us tends to do.
Hey, me chia lady happy and chia brother face.
Yes.
Chia a phone na. Miss Mamu ni afache mi na. Me ni list of the names. Hey, Reverend Yabamba, Pastor Yaba.
Obeba.
Your backbone because in the fire.
Yeah, to say like sometimes I think say you be feeling too nice. Ain't that fire microphone but me.
Oh no, I just me feeling too nice. So say sometimes in your spirit, you have to look for who you can disturb and what dear all angles.
That's what life is. I mean, there are times and days to be serious about certain things. And you have to be freely to be able to interact with anybody, everybody, as long as the conversation is like appropriate and with respect and everything. Send me my swung,
Oh, that's how dear. Yeah, do you say meaning say men tractor tie farm it is so na a tie can say no tractor a shade the foul so I don't know. I just have to find out.
Oh my goodness, like hey, before Ghana, long time ago, over 2000. Before Ghana 2000, family friend be a natural say he was like a brother to the whole family, to me and the rest of the family. He was driving us to Oda from Accra. And as we were on the road, you know how like you have a lot of reckless drivers in Ghana. doing overtaking up in the hill. I mean, any sound functioning critical thinker driver will know, say, you don't do overtaking under a hill. You have to be able to see ahead of you. You know, I mean, to say, like, sometimes, you know, I know the roads are not in good condition, but most of the accidents are being created by a lot of reckless driving. Even you have
You know what I will say before you continue? The accidents in Ghana are the drivers' plans. It's like they plan ahead for it, right? I've seen accidents. I haven't been in one myself, but sometimes you see, say drivers, you know, almost planning say you could show me panegu, and it used to be a term.
Oh, really?
Yes, you could show me go and no cremo because no I could show me. Obi wo to say wow, you drunk. It's not the quack what's not steer it's so sad. So sad.
Because majority of the time, you know, that the saddest part of it is because most of the drivers are not being held accountable
Wow.
for their actions. So if they're not being held accountable for their actions, you know, how you expect the person to be more extra cautious. And then there are passengers. When a driver is driving accordingly, some of them will start insulting them, calling them names, like, you know, for them to speed up. And I just don't know, like, the dysfunctionalness is like all around.
Adwoa, it's all up here.
Yes.
All up in the brain. People don't like, let me put it this way. When you are doing something and people don't appreciate or approve of it, they try to control you. And it's in line with today's topic, right?
Most definitely.
Most drivers should understand that they are the ones carrying the people's lives
and they need
in
to
their hands. Yes, they have to be firm, straightforward with themselves. I remember I talked to a driver. I was sitting in the middle seat, like in the front, and I was talking to him. And he made a statement. He's like, can we talk when we reach our destination? I respected him.
Wow.
Yes, I respected him. So what I want to say is some drivers are up here really thinking, but others are just doing what they're doing because they want money.
That's right.
Right. And in this life, if you want money
they need
without
to
thinking,
a number of
yes,
humans.
Exactly. You will get the money, but you will use it not profitably, but in the hardest way.
Yes.
Right. Me so many times I'm not gonna me got na car me share me tana me front it now. Why? Because I don't want to hold conversations. Because any poor tight na door no. Do one they don't keep quiet. Obi baby how did I come with how did I come up with the survey? That's what I realized. Got front just to engage somebody, the driver in talking. And that is so bad. Right. If I'm a driver, I will just tell whoever sits in the front, you injury yeah, menkasai, and I don't talk to me. Chromo Hanum, Chromo Hamen, who rabas is man, who rabas is Oma Posty or Oma Posty. Don't engage drivers in conversations because they are like they need to be focused.
Yes.
Right. Oh, the American so being who ya who rabas smash check it.
The
Say
instructions speak to nobody.
Exactly. But there are people who still go ahead and engage them in talking. There are people, they just don't care. It's like COVID, you know, will be a soon Abrabo. Ubo say, Ubi be baby, mask it and a pow, and then on fine savannah. such people, me who am me beside me say intinia eda obi etima ete bi o ye de bo calculations. Omo de na theater na ayira.
Right. To say, and mommy messes
Obi also Adwoa say wa sha say de otumi. I give you the boy. Obi wo ho so ane de no. Wo say nsuo si wona ade tuma. E floaty. It doesn't have any weight.
Hey, some the marvelous, knowledgeable, strong-willed, beautiful, motivational boss lady.
Boss ba kope.
Boss.
Mama tell be boss kina.
Okay. Auntie, brother Brian, is that some making not 2000 because this is a life and death matter I'm talking about. Anyone in their, functional, critical thinking, and mind will not do overtaking under a hill, right? So, like, I was sitting in the front. My brother, the family friend that we consider as brother, was driving, and I have all my suitcase, in the back seat, and Crisscross was sitting in the trunk and in the back seat. So Crisscross was occupying the little space in the back.
Okay.
So, like, I'm looking down. I think that was around that time. Lumba's song, I believe, "Poison," if I'm not mistaken, has.
Adwoa, songs.
Oh,
I
bought the CD to go and utilize it. It's
either video live for Koto Chacha.
It's either Poison or some other. But in 2000, Lumba released, a song, and I was like, so. And then that track he had. Wow, beba, wow, beba, beba. Young Crow would say, that song. It takes me a while for me to be able to sing it because some of the words he say I can't understand it.
Yeah, Ubi say na luma nyon kra me to.
It's now what they share I mean I'm not the one driving, so I'm like dancing, jamming. Dear me who yan say me bray. Book caref na ye free road in this in.
Oh wow.
Me too many. This guy, this driver, with his limited mindset, because as we came up the hill, he was like
right in front of you.
Right in front of us. So if my brother was not quick enough to make that quick right turn and take us off the road, that would have been a direct impact.
Yeah.
He stood there for a while. My heart, it was like my heart came out of my chest and fell on my foot. I could hear my heart beat. It was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, this driver almost killed us. But the most saddest and the craziest part, he did not even slow down.
Yeah.
He just went, all I heard was like, and I was like,
did he even stop?
No, he just kept on driving. So we sat in the car for a while because my brother wanted to make sure that I was fully calmed down. He didn't want to get back on the road right away. So I'm sitting there and I have a lot of scenario going through my head. I was like, first of all, thank God that we are still alive. Secondly, thank God that we were not driving in the nighttime. Thirdly, thank God my brother was literally paying attention coming off the hill. And then fourthly, thank God that, nobody died this instant. And I just kept going on the list. And my brother was like, what are you doing? I was like, well, I need to bring myself back to where I was before this whole thing happened. So once we sat there at the roadside in the grass, we were literally off the road because he has to steer the car off the road completely. Thank God there was no ditch, right?
That's what I'm thinking about. If there was, like anything you could have ended up on the other end.
If there was a ditch or like a pothole or gutter or
like even a tree at the roadside, you just go right in.
Most definitely. We could have gotten stuck in there because when he came off the road completely. And thank God when he made another turn to get back on the road, we were able to do so without any of us having to get out or like having to take out our luggages, because at the time I was like, I weigh only 125 pounds. Yeah, so I wasn't as heavy.
Oh, my man kind of press. I time now share number.
Oh, Debbie.
Now share number. Oh, I'll pick any size. Oh, that no.
That time.
I done my heart with
on point. Like, like I was working out every other. So it's like, because my image was like a big deal for me, because all my clothes I used to wear is like, it shows my figure. So it's like, if it's long dress, it's my tight. It shows my tight, my firm stomach and everything. I was like, I dress provocatively. So it's
and then they own to me. You're not allowed.
Oh, don't worry. In 2 months' time, you guys
are not.
Okay.
You're not.
So
obey presser for the next to which.
Is that a challenge? Is that a challenge? No, I just want to challenge you. Is that a challenge or not?
Oh no, I will challenge you, because the challenge will be I don't want that.
Hello. We're Johnny Hello.
Oh no. Adwoa, me so me yen so hesa. Who person also ho hwa your idea. If I mean them.
You guys see you. So like, that day I was like so grateful that, nothing tragic happened, because then I called my parents, to let them know what almost happened. And my mom was like, just calm down. Nothing happened. Just make sure that I'm glad that your brother's eyes is on the road. So when you have a driver,
yeah, you see, at the moment, and now Jamie or Carney Monosanka was the attention, but also at that time, no
we would have been wrong, condemned.
The worst would have happened.
Exactly. So it's like, it's always important. And when I think back, I think my actions on the passenger seat could have easily got him distracted, because it wasn't helpful at all with me. Pastor Esther, welcome.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
I'm
Pastor Nyami Adumboko.
Yada Yehowa se. Yema wakwaba.
Yeah.
Pastor Akwaba, me who anymore?
Oh, let's
say.
Papa, me say hi, as I mean, hi.
Hey,
over some time. Hey,
yeah. Wow, sure. Hey, Pastor, you came at the right time, because we haven't started discussing. We're talking about other stuff, but I mean, it's pertaining. It's directing us there.
Yeah, Adwoa, we can just.
Mommy, show me beautiful face.
I know, right?
I like that part. The beautiful.
Cophobia flowers. Beautiful.
Hey, Cophobia infa.
Pastor, baby, I'm in man. I can't pastor me free here.
Pastor, you go shock Brother Brian. I'm not tired of
Adwoa, me shall see when I'm starting.
Me shall see that. I'm just telling her what you did. Me didn't try and answer me kind of prayer, because I saw you open your mouth.
Oh, me can
you can no. Oh, say me can
Adwoa so mean to me, am I not? Oh, saying that I'm Mama to brand hand you want to take over me. Mama to rubber.
I go do what I will do. Last time I was taking it easy on you, and you did not take it easy on me. So, like,
Oh, so I came purposely for you, because you were kind of jabbing at me in my corner, right?
Wow.
It's not how to come and retaliate. I'm dying.
Jealousy.
Oh, Pastor Esther, sister, we saw about so many minutes. The way I ordered me cash.
Brother Benjamin.
Oh, sir.
Your friend, Yama will be a crab at the phone, and that topic, send me kind, is for everyone, and we all need to ask ourselves this question. Is your life best fulfilling other people's dream?
But I'm sure me beautiful face now make off why not?
No problem.
Oh, Pastor Esther,
One,
not
two,
don't let me push
three.
you. Me hold you. Oh, look at you.
About two,
Tuntum say you.
Yeah, and I skin is why I say.
And yes, I can baby girls in the
Hi, baby girl.
Hey, what does
you
say?
Adwoa Jana, when you know
Me. Oh, Debbie. I didn't do that.
Because in part of me, I mean, yes, I'm me and Pacha Prem Esther, him I Esther back with pet.
They say the ultimate new video no Fabia no will be so show or show up because I mean one is show.
Hey,
to bet me at any video.
You know something. Mishano, na me pe coco, na me pe coco.
Coco na now we say
Milk powder.
Milk powder.
Milk powder. I just take it. I mean, tell me family cotton. Send me your business because they see one.
But cotton one now how do one pass?
Oh, now somebody I seen passing to me. We go round and myself be na me smart cotton. I was doing business. Because of me, Katia me pa winti. Misharam pen Katia pao. Any a brooch, one we no round be. I'm friend is saying, how much a bro neche? What the wing Katia? What the week could be? And no, I mean the week could be, no, the week could be.
Graphic and Times, Anna.
I don't know. I used to love it. I used
to meaning Graphic and Times, though.
Yo,
I'm confused. Minimum the Kodia.
I'm watching to say both fruit, but I never both fruit. I'm with the bro. Me, mamma was one who been waka. Now, I don't know what the week.
Oh, for the same, and I said it.
And then,
whatever it is.
Brother Brian, me see me where today, but
we are colonia, maybe a colonia.
What your plan where today?
What says is here, Pastor Esther, Afuamiso. Oh, your current lady. Yeah, Kulu for Pani and Amo.
Oh, I am about to be saying to Brother Brian, right? Crisscross is about to be saying.
Crisscross, I salute. Also, Sister Penny, only one some bread and horse. Cornmeal, like what fitting moreno. Now, why is the Alcaban? Couldn't now side the I said the Abbey dot corner. Okay, now side the fresh one in Biafra to mold it.
I did, yeah.
Now the
and ma what's a ban for Bession?
And watch out to a ban for this.
And you know the dry coconut, no? You use the dry coconut to a combination. It tastes so sweet.
Before I'll bet you know. Pardon in the granite bakes, no. Like if you also catch and watch here, you are no big baba, like we're boom, and I say, who no crowd tie while the tap it and not at the tire home. And somehow they are to oil.
Okay, Mate. Because me, I know your panel, dokun, but just say everything. Like she did almost everything. And you don't like, but milk powder, there many ton more thing will be
milk powder. Let me give you the inside of it. The entire when Egypt they meet milk powder. Now who's at the J. Bibi or before front. Yan farmer one now walk up. Who's it? They be a cocoa now, my child.
Oh, girl, be a mammy, who says, me Sammy cotton. No, mammy, you say me Sammy cotton, no, who's them, me said it. And you know, to say like, or mammy who, or mammy, who, you know, already more than she paid for it. And I make sure that she paid the rest. I mean, she paid for some months and some man who's to a theory. What they say, and then, what do you mean? And you know, I have some friends on today. It's most likely one of them will try to come on if time permits. And he does not speak the Akan language.
Oh.
So today, Pastor Esther, we're going to have to mix them together. If we can speak as much English, that would be.
Pastor Esther, don't worry. I'm going to speak for you.
So
Adwoa, you know what you do? Adwoa, you know what you do?
No,
tell the person who is on that. Some of us, when we he doesn't come.
No. It's like on Saturdays with Software Samuel, I'm dedicated in speaking tree. On Friday,
but then if you want to suffocate me, I have to go because somewhere along the line, will say the cow. No,
you can mix. I'm not saying no tree cry. Like minka say what mean can tree cry. And I say me
you translate for the person, sorry, please. I have to be hard on my sister. I don't want her to suffocate me.
Okay, so the topic is on the sometimes, you know, like, you know, we have some parents who tends to struggle, who tends to like sacrifice, you know, their dreams, you know, put their dreams on hold for their children to have a better life. And then you have some partners who also will put their dreams on hold for their partner to be able to accomplish other things, you know, to fulfill their dreams. And then we have some children, like, you know, that we have some parents who will, like, you know, try to force their dreams on their children, right? And then we have another portion of people who normally do not have any realistic goals, right? They don't know what exactly they want. So they live their life, illusion life. Illusion life, you know, being in terms of like what they see, what society wants them, society, community is requesting from them. That's what they want to fulfill, right? So the lifestyle that they pick is not on their own. They're living a life that's not even making them happy, but because they want to satisfy other people, they're going to pretend, you know, put some pretense, you know, or like, you know, just try to make it work. And then they cry in the dark or behind closed door, you know, have so much issues. I mean, we have some family members, friends, children, parents who leave this world without being able to actually fulfill their own dreams because they sacrifice their dreams for other people to be happy. I mean, I myself cannot do that. Say a bapa say you know, sometimes due to circumstances, you know, we sacrifice all the time. Sometimes, you know, we're not even aware that we're making some sacrifice when we make certain decisions, you know, to compromise with people that we love, or to, like, you know, kind of give our partners or like our family members a break. You know, we do sacrifice here and there, but how much are we willing to, like, you know, sacrifice for other people or live a life of lies, dishonesty, manipulation, and so forth? And so I wanted to, like, talk about it. They said, "Nyoma bebre wo honoma ye movie no ye ya utimu say e prayen and so say yem pese and man sign anasa adofo no behu say prayen no say yo say nyo yes ye enti no brother Brian my main shot say anasa ladies first Pastor Esther what thoughts on that in the sense to say Abrabo no to say who for say who yet that make say it in broth because brother Brian waiting at what tree.
That's fine. That's fine. It's Canberra from this talk.
Okay. Is your life best fulfilling other people's dream or your own dreams?
Both.
So let me put it. Mean try to meet me. La wabra bona wo bono. Wo bono say wo de be ma afoforo ani agye anaasɛ ɔrebɔ de ama wo w'ani gye.
Yes.
Okay. No, me say both.
Oh,
both because
okay.
Yes, because whatever we do, no, whether we like it or not, no, it affects other people.
No,
other people look to us for inspiration, for encouragement. And so one way or the other, whatever we do affects others. So that's why I said both, because I heard this is a true story, right? From where I used to fellowship. Okay. The woman said that she finished the first degree or so, or she didn't, and then she came into ministry, right? And so she was encouraging the kids to go to school. And for her to challenge the kids, she has to go back to school to get her master's degree. All right. To encourage the kids that if their mother, sister,
Pastor, don't worry. Maybe I'm one of this.
I'll put it in the way. Fruit snacks. I'll put it away. I love fruit snacks.
We are making me food for me. My life to be able to tell you better.
Now, Miss Marco, family jollof rice and chicken.
Please, forgive me.
Uncle Chris will bring a kinky.
Both. Yes. So both, because at the end of the day, like I said, whatever we do will affect other people around us. We know that there are some people who cannot make decisions on their own, right? They look to other people for inspiration and all that. So it's both. It's both. That's what I would say. It's both.
Wow.
Both ways.
Thank you. Brother Brown, before I go to you, but Pastor Esther, there are some loved ones, friends, family members, children, parents, people who truly do not care about their significant other or their family member or friend. So what of those? Like if you sacrificing part of your dream for that person to fulfill their dream and they really don't care for you, how do you go around it? Or how do you accept something like that or live with something like that?
Okay, so for me, right, when I came here at first, I heard a message from a Nigerian woman that changed my life, that whatever we do it as unto God. Okay. So I know that sometimes it's not everybody that will appreciate whatever sacrifice that you make for them. And at the same time, you are not going to sacrifice at your own expense, like, killing yourself. Like when you need to rest, you're not going to take the rest. You're going to kill yourself. For some people, you can sacrifice to some extent. But what I do, I don't look for people for praise. I just do it as unto the Lord. And I also feel that if somebody is in need, like at that point, and I can sacrifice to help you, why not? Wow. I would do that to help you without whether you're going to appreciate it or not. I don't really look about that, because where I am right now, somebody also sacrificed for me. And to me personally speaking from my own personal experience, I believe that it's also my time to also give back to the community, because growing up, there were some teachers were there who paid my school fees for me, and I cannot even trace them back to say thank you to them. So in a way, what I can also do for somebody, I can also do to appreciate them, the sacrifice that they did for me, also to help somebody, whether the person appreciates it or not. I did it as unto God. But I believe that whenever you are helping somebody, you are sacrificing for somebody, and the person doesn't appreciate it, I speak it for myself. It get to a point that me personally, God will let me know that it's enough. You have heard this person to the point where you have to stop. Enough. You have done what you can for them. So I love to help. I mean, that's me. I
Wow,
always want to give back.
you one of the kind. Well, we do have a lot of unique people that will
Yeah,
go the extra miles, to be able to support
yeah,
other people, other people's dream, and at the same time also fulfill their own dreams.
yeah,
We do have
yeah.
a section of people like that. Thank you so much, brother
You know,
Brian.
yes, ma'am.
What one?
Uh, mm, I did hear. Right. Pastor Esther has said so much, and I'll take it from there. So I'm going to ride on your wings, on Esther. Yes.
Thank you.
Remember you put across the categories, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say if you are sacrificing for your children,
Mm-hmm.
that you know the end result will be great, even if your kids don't care much about you.
Of
You've
course.
done because you brought them into this world. You've
Yeah.
done what you're supposed to do, and also for your family. Let's say your partner, your husband, whoever, you
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice for them, it's worth it. But for somebody who purposefully wants to manipulate your life,
Mm.
I don't see the reason why you have to keep going on with it. Because if care is not taken, it's either you're going to get exhausted and hate yourself, or you do something that you're not supposed to do.
Most
Right.
definitely.
So yes. So with me, Brian, just as Mahima Esther was saying, when I'm at the end of sacrificing, doing whatever, I open up from here, not with my eyes per se, but I think through the person I'm sacrificing for. Does the person worth my sacrifice, my sacrificial whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Right. At the end of the day, you can tell some people don't worth
Mm.
what you have to do for them. So it's either you stop, or, as I said, you're going to suffocate. Right. So that is my area of looking at it. If I'm doing it and the end result is going to be that of what we all expect, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people who are not appreciative. That doesn't bother me at all. But let me do what one or two times, and I would even go to the third time.
Mm.
I'll hit it right there because it's not going to do anything better in my life.
Mm.
Right. There are people who you don't have to sacrifice for. It just come like a free will. Right. Because them being around you, it's like your spirit is at peace. Right. And others too, they are with you and they push you so hard to do things for them, but not them doing anything for you. Right. And life has to go hand in hand. Right. So if I'm sacrificing for my family, that is my expectation in life.
Mm-hmm.
My kids, I have to sacrifice. And that's what we do as parents, right? You have to give away something to give something for them. You have to do what you can, right? But if you are doing it and you can't, you are suffocating, you are killing yourself, overthinking and all that, you have to pause and check what
Mm.
you get it because you are human.
Self-assessment.
Exactly. You just don't have to keep going till you get exhausted, burnt out, and you cannot even function again.
Yeah, but brother Brian, let me ask you. You said something really important about making a conscious decision to sacrifice for your children. I mean, can you mention one or two things that you implement or put in place for your children's future success?
Right. Let me say this. The kind of education I got wasn't to the high level,
Mm.
right? But I have made every effort within me now that I will see my case through to the top.
Mm-hmm.
If whether they want to go or not, it is my obligation to push them,
That's right.
right? So at this tender age, I talk to my kids. The one who doesn't want to sit and study, I tell you, hey, you don't want to end up like me. because I'm regretting a lot in my life. I wish I'm up there. I wish I'm a doctor. I wish I'm a pilot. I wish I'm that. I wish I'm that. But
it's not too late,
it's not. I'm trying, but because of my kids.
The responsibilities have become
Exactly.
greater.
Exactly. Like whenever I plan to do something, right now as I'm talking to you, I want to go back to school. But looking at my kids, if I go back to school and I'm not working, I'm not getting what I'm getting now for them, how are they going to survive?
Okay, so like going back to school right now is not an option because of financial stability.
Exactly. And I have to make sure I have things set up to that level. Then once I take off, they don't lack. You
Mm,
get it? So these are some of the sacrifices we make in life for our families, for our children. Right. I sacrificed for my big brother. Right. When he was in training college, I was in high school.
wow.
Right. And I needed something that could have pushed me to the next level. But my dad had to sit me down. My brother wasn't there. And this I've been thinking about till now. Why my dad did that.
Mm-hmm.
Was my education not
This
important?
is
Like he didn't care? And it all sum up to something. Right. So I asked myself one question. Why did he did this to me?
mm,
But at the end of the day, I had to sacrifice. I had to give way. I have to let something happen. And my brother was able to finish training college and he's doing whatever he's supposed to be doing now. But I have been like drawn drawn back in
mm.
a way because I didn't do what I was supposed to do back then. Right. So if you can like relate to the scenarios I'm giving right now, either way, as Himayesta said, it could be both.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Be-
So
Because
it cut across. It cut
you
across.
you're definitely right. I mean, like when I look at my family, my parents especially, growing up when growing up with them when we rejoined them, some of the jobs, that they have my father, like, he had to switch jobs, and then his school, his education, he kind of put his education on pause for some years because he wanted to make sure that he have enough finances to put roof over our head.
Exactly.
Whereas my mom also had to make some sacrifice, in terms of making sure that we have enough, to clothe us, feed us, and so many other things. But I look at all my siblings, my sisters and brother, like, and the four of us. There's four of us. Well, there used to be five, but there's four of us, and um, all of us has accomplished something. I mean, like the work that I'm doing, my degree, that's something like I went into college to become a nurse. And the reason why I wanted to become a nurse was because my mother was a nurse. So I wanted to follow my mother's footsteps, right? And I said this when I was teenager, and then when I went to school, you have to, when I started college, you have to take the remedial classes and everything. And I took a lot of remedial classes, revolving the nursing field. And then one day I made a friend. She's Ghanaian, but she was born in US. When you speak the Akan language, she will understand it, but she couldn't speak it.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. And she used to, like, have me like teach her how to speak, and the way she would pronounce some of the things, you would die. You would have so she was like, you know what, Amelia, I'm no longer going to learn it. Just speak it, and I will understand it. So we would talk, I would speak the Akan language, and then she would speak English, she would respond back in English. So one day she was like, she was taking introduction to psychology. And she was like, oh, she's going to be the only Ghanaian there and this and that. But she's kind of like, curious about the the class. So she want me to like, register. I was like, you crazy? That's not my major. That's not part of my major. I'm not taking that. And she was like, come on, let's just think of it as, one of the fun class because, and then she started reading. She had a book that had Sigmund Freud, and about the ego, super ego and stuff. So when she read that, I was like really into it. I was like, okay, I will just take this goddamn class with you and then get it over with. So I took that class, and when I took the class, I loved it. I wanted to take the other psychology classes and stuff like that. So, like, I took a year of psychology classes. I just like stopped doing the remedial classes for nursing. And I did not tell my parents because I knew that it was going to be somewhat a disappointing for them because, all like growing up, all I talk about is becoming a nurse. This because I did know from young age that I wanted to do have a profession that will help me help other people, will put me in the place to help other people. And so I just loved psychology, everything about it, being able to assess, people, observe and talking with people to kind of like, not place judgment on other people, how people behave in certain way, what causes it, and why some of us are more hesitant to like change, their habits or not able to kick their habits. So it became like something that I really, really, really love. So and after I took the classes for like a year, meanwhile I have taken so many remedial classes and classes for psychology, for nursing for almost 2 years. I had to finally come to terms to let my parents know that I have changed my major from nursing to psychology.
Yeah.
And
So, when you were talking, I was listening to you very carefully. You made mention of a friend who kind of made you go read psychology, right? You have the flair of trying on new things.
yes,
People are hesitant because they've done things that, like in the long term, they regret.
that's
Or they
right.
have regression, right? That's why so many people don't just follow anyhow. I'm that kind.
That's
You can tell me everything, you can do whatever with me, but to follow through with you, no. Because I have had ups and downs in life.
That's
And also, these up and downs I'm talking about didn't come just because it's supposed to happen. But most of it, I've been a victim. Let me put it this way. Like, I lived my life to please people. I'm that kind. I always want others to feel at peace before I care for myself. Right. And recently I was telling my oldest son, he's like that too. I was like, hey, no, this is not going to help you. Take care of yourself. When you are okay, when you feel good, that's when you can help others. But you don't have to desert yourself and be there for others. Right. That's why I said you had the flair of trying on new things. Because looking at things from the beginning, your friend was kind of pushing you to go do what, and that wasn't your area or the area you wanted to go, right?
That's right.
So, but you look at it and you're like, oh, okay. After listening to the book she read and all that, it dawned on you that, okay, let me give it a try.
That's right.
I may not just get up and act that way because, one, I look at things not from where I stand, but from the
Other, you
yeah.
and that's some of the things that a lot of us do not understand. Like, when we have to come to terms that, you can have 100,000 Ghanaians, right? Half, 500 being women and the other 5 being men, right? Now, you give them the same subject. If you give them the same subject, you might have a good amount of 5 to 15% that might have the same kind of ideas or be able to have a better understanding where they can go with the subject that was given to them, right? Majority of them will have different feel of it, different thinking. And because they have different thinking or different mind frame, some may be limited, others may be like in between, others may be really high with a lot of intelligence, so they might overthink it, right? But just because the person is coming off from different angle, I myself feeling that I got this, I know what I'm doing with this, I can establish this by taking this approach, cannot assume that you, Brother Brian, or Pastor Esther, you guys do not know what you're doing. You guys can never accomplish the things that I can't accomplish, right? In order for me to go to that extent, I have to see certain behavior aspect about you guys. Like most of us, we talk in terms of like we are more words than actions, right? Because you have some people, they will encourage you to do things. But when you stop for a minute to think about, okay, what has this person done? Why is this person asking me to do X, Y, and Z? Why hasn't that person be the front person to take that, that step? That falls on cowardness, right? Insecurity, so many other things. Earlier, when you spoke earlier, Brother Brian, you talk about education. Like for you right now, education is one major big thing for your children, right? Because that's one of the priorities that you have, expectations you have set for your children. Go back 10 years ago, most of the people in our society, for our men were having more education than our women, right? But now it's no longer like that. It's probably our women is having more education than our men, because most women want to be able to accomplish things, because before they didn't have that opportunity. It could stem from their upbringing, whom, the people has support system, right? And stuff like that. So it's a whole lot. A lot of times, some of us are consumed in focusing on comparison, unnecessary competition, lies, dishonesty, manipulations, being sabotaging, like if I don't get it, jealousy, enviousness. If it's not me, it cannot be this person. Why must I do this? Why must I do that? So it's a whole lot. So like, as I was saying, I was like hesitant telling my parents, because my thought was like, I didn't want to disappoint them, right? So I took my time for the right time to let my parents know, okay, this is the decision that I have made. And I'm not going to change my mind, because being a nurse is not for me. It's for you, my mom, and also I'm really fearful. I'm afraid of blood. Like when I see someone hurt and the blood is like pumping out, and like that will, it's, if I feel like it's me, it's my skin. So I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the nursing. But when I told them, my mom was receptive. My mom, yeah, Sister Aisha, my mom was receptive. I mean, she sounded and looked disappointed that I was not able to follow her step, but she was more receptive than my dad. I think my dad took it harder. He took it really harder, and I couldn't understand why. Like, even like the way he was like walking around the house around the time that I told him, you can see that like his physical being, like everything was like so down. And I was like, at first, at some point, I felt really bad, and I was thinking, okay, should I just go back, because I'm not gonna miss anything? Like doing psychology, I will miss a lot of credits, and I might have to do 6 months to a year more. Instead of 4 years, I will have to do 5 years, because I didn't start out as the major. I missed a couple remedial from psychology. So like, I just had to stick it. And I was like, whichever way I go, I'm still going to be able to help people. So what's the big deal? But my dad came around, and both my parents were like, receptive. They accepted my choice because they knew that it was about me. It wasn't about them. And they allowed me to like do the things, that, follow my dreams, something. And that's not something I went to college with. I have my major, and then I have to change my major after 2 years of college. I have to like switch my major to something else. So a lot of times, sometimes, some of us, we make decisions based on what is being embedded in us, or being told to us, this is something that will bring you a lot of money. And this, I mean, when you go to Ghana, if I have to relocate to Ghana, would I be able to practice that? That it depends on how I work it, because do we have counselors back home? It's most likely, I think nowadays, yes, there are places, having private clinic and being able to do all that other extra stuff.
Pastor Esther went out.
She will come back. So Brother Ankra Akwesi says the only yes you need to follow your dreams is yours.
Yeah.
You will regret it later in life. And if you are delaying it, which is part of procrastination, in motto, you will question, Pastor Esther,
you will question yourself, why didn't you do it sooner?
Pastor
Not following your dreams.
I can't add her yet. It's not
maybe she should go all out and come back again.
Pastor Esther, go back and let me, because I can't add you yet. Okay, so okay, thank you. You will, okay, so, and if you are delaying it, you will question yourself, why didn't you do it sooner? Not following your dreams makes you feel unaccomplished. Eventually, this will stop you from dreaming altogether. Damn. It will attract some attention, even from the naysayers and the haters. You will feel strong as you prove the naysayers wrong. The great pleasure in life is doing what people say you cannot do. That's most definitely. For some reason, Pastor Esther, okay, finally, I'm able to add you on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Adwoa, put Uncle Akwi's comment back. I just want to borrow a sentence from that.
Okay.
Not following your dreams makes you feel unaccomplished. Growing up, I had this passion for cooking. Okay. Right. I don't know how that came to be with me, but for some reason, I just felt like I didn't want people to go to bed empty stomach. I wanted everybody to feel like full. Like that's how I started. And my dad hated me.
Ooh,
when I talk about yes, being a chef, being what, and the sacrifice I was talking about. I told him what I wanted to do before going to high school, and he was like, "No, you're going to read business. You're going to do business." Adwoa, I used to cry sitting in accounting class.
Hey, so
I
how
used
do
to
you
cry.
study if you're not happy being there?
Exactly. So, do you know what I did? I went through high school for the 3 years, but I talked to my headmistress.
Really?
Yes, I went and talked to my headmistress. I told her what I wanted to do, and she was like, "You know what? We're going to establish catering school in this school, but we haven't started yet. But what I want you to do is just hold on to the dreams you have, encourage yourself, even if it takes you practicing the little you can, just do it."
Wow.
And do you know how I got to know that I could do something? There was a speech and prize giving day in the school, and it was a day school. And I knew for sure that I wasn't going to get a prize because I wasn't there. The competition in the class, I wasn't there. English, I was okay, but not that strong because the concentration wasn't there. Trust me. So one time, we were preparing for the speech and prize giving day, doing stuff around, and I happened to go to the cafeteria. So I went in there, and the lady who was in the cafeteria, I was nice, like very nice with her. So I went in, and she was molding meat pie. So
Wow.
I stood there and I looked at it and I was like, I can do this. And she
Really?
was like, I need help.
Wow.
So I went in, and she had a cutter like she was using. I put the cutter somewhere, and I used my hand, my finger, to just press the meat pie on the edges. And it looked the same like what the cutter would do.
You
Right.
kidding me?
And within few minutes, because the program was going to start in few minutes, and we had to start serving as soon as they are done with the program. We have to refresh the guests and other people, the parents who came, right? So I was able to do this like very fast. And she was like, "How do you do it? Have you done catering before?" And I'm like, "No." That was how I built the confidence.
Wow. That's awesome.
During break times, people will be sitting in the cafeteria eating.
And you go to the wow.
I go in there and help her with something.
That's great.
Right. Meanwhile, I was forced to do what I couldn't even tell myself I was going to do.
Oh my goodness
Right.
gracious. That must have
And
been an awful feeling.
exactly. And another person who helped me behind curtains was my stepmother.
Wow.
And in all, let me cut the long story short. The first person that I helped with the catering experience or the cooking experience I had was my dad. Her mom died, and
His
he came
mom
down.
died.
He used to be in London at the time. He came down for the funeral, and I happened to be the chef for the funeral.
So you cook all the food.
I did,
You
without me
kidding?
being going
Oh
to
my God.
school, having any training or whatever. I did. And it shocked him. My stepmother did everything like I have charged for the cooking. He gave the money. And like whenever I got close, I felt like he was kind of pulling the hair in his nose because my stepmother gave it to him so hard.
Wow.
Those times, I forgot the year already. Like those times, if you are being charged for 35 million for cooking for a funeral, how will you think?
What?
Yes. I think it was around
Oh my
2005,
goodness.
2006.
Mm, mm, mm.
He was charged, and that money, we didn't touch it. I wanted to prove him on his own uh, level. Right. So after the funeral, he wanted me to stay with him till he leaves there and come to Accra. And I was like, no, I have to go because I have something to do. I had orders I had to come and cook for and all that. So I left. He came back. He visited me where I was. I was in Tema at the time. He visited me with my stepmom and my junior brother. That was when I gave the money back to him and made him aware that he suffocated me, one, to go off what my dreams were,
Hi, my dear Lancy.
Right. And just listen to him do whatever he wished. But in the long run, Adwoa, I couldn't get any certificate, nothing to show.
Oh my gosh, that's a
You got it. So, and I had to fight again in life. As I was working in Ghana Airways, I was still fighting to establish myself in life. And I got people around me because of what I wanted to do. I looked for people who will help and understand me, right? And I talked to people who will be there for me, not just anybody anyhow. And God being so good, I got people who were pillars in my life.
My gosh.
Well, I had somebody who would buy just catering books for me, chef's books for me, somebody who would buy stuff for me that, like, you see, when you see my setup, you may think I have been to the best chef school in the world.
But you know what, Brother Brian, what you're saying, this is one of the certain condition that most people in our society will kind of embedded in their head. You know, they limit some professions. You know, they don't have respect for it. They don't think that that's the type of, like, you know, career you should have.
Exactly.
Everybody wants their children to be a doctor, a nurse, an engineer. Like, when it comes to, like, being a chef, and you know, like, traveling abroad, people who, you know, chef, like, that is a great career. You can establish so much, but we don't value certain profession, which is really sad, because if you look overall at the population, right, if a lot of women, men, you know, were allowed to kind of like fulfill their own goal now, because when one is forced to, hey, Pastor Esther, I'm often when say the misro, because offensive on the phone and like, it's really sad how, like, we limit certain profession and we value certain, and this is one of the main reason why in marriages and in relationship, we have some partners looking down at their partners, right? They don't have any respect for them, because they feel that if you doing certain type of profession, you don't matter. You know, yours is not as important as mine. And it's not right. We shouldn't look down at other people because of their profession. You have some of us who have traveled abroad. Some people are doing work that if they in Ghana, they will not do, right?
Exactly.
Traveling abroad, they're respecting that job. But then if they back home, they will not want to do that. Pastor Esther, let me read the comments Brother Ankra and Adolfonum have put up, and then I'll come back to you. Brother Brian, thank you. Brother Ankra question said, people who follow their dreams are doers. Doers have more power to create, influence, and change their environment and eventually the world. Bam, 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 bam. Brother Ankra, waki chese we ya to honum kama.
Isha.
The program pa. Say na the Brother Brian was unti na the we unity.
Enche medwanio.
Mati, I will come. Don't worry. Brother Ankara question said, following your dreams might take unexpected turns, but those are the exciting and the memorable challenges of living your dream. Those challenges will help you grow as they make you step out of your comfort zone. Most definitely. As I say all the time, there are some people, both men, women alike, they in the box. We have 4 corners in the box, and they continue to use one side of the box, forgetting that there's 3 other options. Left alone, step outside the box. So it's like, you know, a lot of us, you know, we not like, we hesitate to take risk we comfortable, we settle for less because we want to be, please society. Because as long as I'm married, we're gonna go there suffer. As long as I'm married, I have identity. Me, Adwoa Odo, I have identity before I started dating Kay and us getting married. Because if I wasn't married, I still have identity because I belong in the family. I'm in existence. So marriage does not give me identity. I don't know why people think that. Sister Aisha, sad sad. Brother, hey, sister, you have to brand new day. Brother Ankara said, dreams make you take chances, but chances can bring more opportunities. Being afraid makes you feel more alive. So smash through that brick wall of fear. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Yeah, mistakes, it makes you strong, become stronger. The greatest mistake you can make in life is to be continually fearing you will make one. Sister Yatura said, I like doers. Yes, Sister Yatura is a doer. Adwoa and the box. I'm telling you, I'm just like, that's the natural example you can give. Most people will understand because you're in a 4-square box. Okay, so if you're using one, it's not working out for you, and you keep using the same freaking one. Meanwhile, you have 3 other options. My goodness gracious, why? Use the other 3. And then once you run out of options in the box, you need to get out of your comfort zone. That's when you learn and you acquire new things. You become a doer. Because, like, I'm telling you, Sister Aisha Ankara said there is a movie on Netflix called Clash, and it relates to this discussion. Really? I'm gonna watch that after this. So, brother, Pastor Esther, let me come to you. Then we will Brian for him to conclude before he goes out, because I want to make sure I'm getting as much from him before he leaves us. Yeah. So, Pastor Esther, you said a lot. You dropped some bombs earlier, and you mentioned that, like, you like both. You feel like, being able to fulfill, others' dreams, others meaning people that you care for. It could be your partner, your parents, your siblings, and, your children, and then also fulfilling your dreams. So it depends on that, right? In terms of, yes, in terms of marriage, when it comes to our Ghanaian society community with marriage, I have heard some programs and, some people talk in terms of women, for women to be valuable, or for women to be recognized, or for women to be seen as someone with identity, they have to be married, right? You don't exist. You have no respect. Why does our society community limit women to that standard? Because say, if we don't get married, if we don't have children, we do not exist. We are not valued. Overall. Meanwhile, when some of us are married, some married women are being abused in so many ways, right? They're not being respected, even though they're in a marriage. The marriage is not going so great for them, because the same man and the same society, talking in terms of a woman's identity, identified through marriage, are the same people abusing those women. Nti no te say wo dia abeka wo mu ne say mema yi bebre ye mai bebre ne oba wo nware ya na wuni anyunyam e na oba te say all those talk I hear and be like, really? Because I know, say, ebusia me free muno through me, my me papa no me woman nyam. You know, me, I have a name because me kumbe ware me no. My name was no name. I had a name, and being married to him, no, I have his last name, right? But I still carry my maiden name. So it's like, you know, why is it that our society, you know, makes women feel like an object, unimportant, and if we don't fall in a certain category now, we don't exist. Why is that?
Thank you, Auntie Adwoa. Thank you. I just want to comment on our brothers. What our brother said before I go on to that topic.
Which one? I mean,
your brother, Ahofobia, Bremena.
Okay.
Hey, you're taking it back on me.
Bremena, I salute you, sir.
Woman, asranane.
Oh, my dehe.
Bremena.
Oh. Mama, we are bitia bofemo.
Mrs. say wananya ya tia perform.
Say me back from my first job here KFC now. Now my me teacher with you. Me say obi be praise me as me ho farmer me oto aduane man charge no.
Wow. That's awesome.
Man charge no. Man charge no kana mare touch me.
Yeah, so now who so one charge.
Na sa frɛ phone no na TV me kra ka me na me kwa fire. Na sa TV.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Oh my
Yeah. You see that too, because at the end of the day, when you don't get it from home and you get it from outside, now I'm out here. You see?
Exactly.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, anyway, that's just by the way. About your brother and his dreams, right? I believe in Ghana, coming from back home, we only see certain jobs as important. And sometimes so we think that going to catering will not make a lot of money. And I think before we disvalue some of the job. You're a man, you can never be a caterer. So why are you going that area? So I think the understanding was not there. But now, I believe that now, case we are asking our children what they want to do and what their passions are. Because I also work in the nursing home before, right? And looking at the CNA, you can see when they work, you can see who has the passion for the job and who is just working for the money. And those things affect people a lot. So I believe because back when we didn't have the understanding, we think that the most important job that you can ever have is a doctor, is being a nurse, or being a lawyer, or being a businessman. That is it. Being an accountant.
A lot of money. You're right.
You get a lot of money. So, you know, we disvalue those stuff. But I believe that things are changing now. Things are changing now. So as parents, we shouldn't force. And sometimes we, the parent, because we couldn't live our dreams, we force it on our children. We want you to be like this. Okay, I want you to be the nurse. I'm paying the school fees. And that's the end of it. And the person goes to the hospital, they don't care. They don't care for the patient because their heart, their passion is not there.
That's right.
It's not there. Yes. So let us not force, you know, our children, you know, our dreams on our children, and also let us allow our children to decide what they want to do.
Yeah.
And coming to the marriage,
quick bumps, be what I say. Marriage is great, but if you think having the tag of Mrs. XYZ will give you respect in the society, a sense of security or an identity, then you are trading on the wrong path. Marriage person need a wake-up call for sure. And then she said, so far as the job pays the bill, hello. That
That's
is
the
the
most
most
important
important
thing.
thing.
Yeah, that's all we think about. That's true. But I believe that they took that scripture from First Corinthians 11, where it says, "The glory of the woman is the man.
Mm-hmm.
The glory of a man is God, and the glory of a woman is the man." So I believe that they took that scripture and they twisted around, because when you compare when you read Proverbs 31, the Proverbs 31 talks about the virtuous woman who is going to, the husband is going to be praised by what the wife is doing. So I believe that people are twisting scriptures, and defining women's identity attached to marriage. And so
Pastor Esther, can I
yes,
put this across? People
yes,
are taking what best fit for them to
yes,
use, right? You've just given two different scriptures,
Mm-hmm.
and
yes,
they both go side by side, right? But let another person come on board. That person can just take the second one and go with
yes,
it. Forget about the first one. And
uh-huh,
in this life itself, now you live, people are picking word from the beginning of the conversation, the middle part, and leave the rest and start to go
yes,
like that.
That's right.
That's how life is right now.
Oh
Please
goodness.
go ahead.
yes.
Sorry.
That's
Sister Sage Williams said one should learn to get out of the box
Wow.
and chase their
The
dreams
dreams
and not give up. Once out of the box, one will not want to go back to the doodrum.
Also.
I mean, this most certainly, but Sister Sage, free box they will go right back to the boss, to the one corner.
It's because they didn't plan from the onset, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you build your structures whereby you don't have anything, that foundations are like laid out very well. Now
You have your pillar,
yes,
the 5 pillars, the 4.
you stay in focus that you can go through to the end.
Yeah.
Right. Some people are not strong. That's why. Me, when it comes to staying strong, that's one thing I have as a tool. I don't chicken out easily.
Okay.
Like,
but you don't chicken out easy, but you hesitant to take risk.
Exactly. Exactly. At the same time, I go crazy about certain things. This catering I'm talking about, sometimes I try my hands on something, thinking it's not going to work.
Wow.
Right. And the moment I call somebody to come and try it, and you go like, oh, this is just keep this recipe. Meanwhile, that's what I'll be fighting with. I wanted to change it, to do something else. I was like, I think about a lot before I take off. Right. I don't just take off because I want to take off.
So you proactive, you're not reactive.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's go to Pastor Esther. Pastor
Sure.
Esther, finish your point, and then we go to Brother Brian for him to drop more bombs. Since I said Williams, that's a great point you put out there. Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Sage.
All right, my brother talk is fine.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So remember that in the beginning of Genesis, when God made them, God said, God blessed them and said, be fruitful, right?
Yes.
Both male and female. So as a woman, before you marry, you need to have your identity, because the woman in Proverbs 31 had her identity. That's why she was able to add to the husband.
Bam, bam,
Okay?
bam, bam.
Yes, she had her identity. Because it says behind a successful man, there is a woman.
There's a woman.
So if you don't have your identity, you will not be able to, bring the success out in your husband, or help your husband to achieve something, or help your children to achieve something. And so women, you don't need to marry to have your identity. All right, you don't need to. And we need to start educating our girl child. We need to educate them, for them to stand on their own, for them to be strong, for them to know that they can do things for themselves. They don't need to wait for the man before they can do anything. They can make decisions, on their own. Okay? So I believe that it's time that we educate them. It's the way society has made it to be, that the only way you're going to feel important is when you are married. The only way you're going to feel important is when you have children. No. You are already, God has already given you your own assignment. You have your own identity and what God has called you to do. Now, when you also marry, you use what you have to help the other partner to become better. But if you cannot find your own identity, how will you be able to help your partner or help somebody else to get better?
Yeah,
you know, so marriage
multiplying, right? It's like
yes,
having extra
yes,
things, you know, in that. But I don't know why most of the people in our society limits women to a certain standard. Like it don't matters.
You can't limit me. If I want to do the thing, I'll do it. You can't limit me. You cannot limit me. I remember I was looking for a job, right? And I finally got the opportunity, and it has to come with a case, okay? Sacrificing for the case, you know, the timing with the case, and also my husband's job. It was not easy, and we have to make a decision to take that job. And I made a mistake along the line, and I missed the opportunity. And then when the opportunity came back, it took me 2 years. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The door was open for me, and I didn't take that chance. And then the opportunity came again. I prayed, and God opened the door again. And this time around, I said to myself, I'm not going to allow anything to step in my way.
Wonderful. So no procrastination.
Yes. So we are all going to find a way. I'm going to leave that dream. We're going to find a way to balance raising the case, combining them, and then doing the job at the same time, you know. And you know, sometimes when you want to leave out your dream or you want to take steps, there are obstacles. And I was faced with obstacles with the children, blah blah blah. But I was able to overcome that obstacle. And guess what? When I went into it, the schedule that I was looking for was night. And eventually, 2 weeks to the time, I got the night that I was looking for. So the obstacles was there in the first place. The obstacle was in my way, okay? And so I could have allowed the case, you know, to interfere with the dream. And so I said to my husband, listen, we have to take them to a babysitter for a few hours. And then when you come home, you go pick them up. Or when I come home at first, I go pick them up. Either way, blah, blah, blah. And then he was saying that, oh, he hears stories whereby kids go to the babysitters and they are not taking care of them, blah, blah, blah. And I said, people go to babysitters and nothing happened to them. And so they're going to go there. They're going to go to babysitter for a few hours and nothing is going to happen to them. All right. So I stood on, even though, like I said, the obstacles will be there, but I was able to overcome those obstacles. And 2 weeks along the line, I was able to, you know, to get the job that I wanted to get. And mind you, like the way your friend talked to you, right? There was one coworker. She used to see me in the locker room, right? And she said that, you know, the way you are very nice and you are very friendly, you don't need to be at the back of the house. You need to be at the front. That is where you belong to. And so this lady keeps talking to me every day. When she see me in the locker room, she keeps telling me this over and over and over again. So when she was leaving, finally, she said, I am leaving now. The spot is available. Go to HR and go and apply for those things. So like the friends saw you and saw that, you know, the psychology you can do it. Sometimes people will see you and people will be able to bring out the best in you to help you to, you know, to live out your dream. Okay, that's why I said that, you know, it's both ways. You can live your dream, and sometimes what you do, you can, other people can also live their dreams through you. Okay, so that's what the person did for me. But when it got to the time for tough decisions to be made, my dear, I did not hesitate, my dear.
Well, I had to Rasa, good for you, Esther. We need.
Trust me, I did not. And I really talked to some of the ladies in the church. Listen, I said, do not let the case, you know, you have them. That is why we have babysitters, right? You know, in the beginning, you will not get the schedule that you want. But as time goes on, everything will fall in place. Okay, because in life, wherever you go, there will be obstacles. But you need to learn to cross those obstacles. You know, you need to be able to cross that obstacle. And some of the women, to sometimes we say, oh, the men cannot take care of the case, and so on and so forth. I have to do everything myself, but not me. I said, honey, we're going to do it together.
This is me.
Yeah.
No.
I said no.
No.
Yes. We are going to work it together. We're going to work it out. This is the job that I've been looking for. And this lady also encouraged me to do it. I'm not going to let this opportunity pass me by. And guess what, my dear? After moving to that position, right? They have never hired anybody from the inside. They always take people from outside. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow. Congratulations and good job with that.
So, sometimes we are afraid, like I said, fear. Because of the case, because of what people will say. Sometimes your partners will be upset with you. In the first place, they will not understand you, but along the line, they will understand, because in the initial stage, my husband wasn't on board. So I told him, I said, listen,
And that's a fact. Say, sometimes we have to find grounds and position them. Because no try to build a dream, right? But the mefa yeah, mama Esther can to fata home. So Ninu Knote. Now opeso okonenim as a woman in the home. Or pushing so hard. Nani Kuno pulling it down. Or pulling it down. She say no Obana I was so then and start building if you know the supporter or bearman. Who pulling it down? It is a Obana a parking in Yamano shoe on a mat. Do you know what you've done to yourself? Why digging a hole for yourself?
The point is, one said, because of the case, his point was, oh, the case, no, like a very difficult amount the case, no, and so on and so forth. Some of the things that they say, no, when you see it, it makes sense.
Yeah,
but exactly. At the end of the day, it makes sense at the end of the day, no. And yeah, and Kwani and Marco babysitter.
Yeah, but when you put it in practice, now it works out fine.
But you see, that's how the enemy does. You see, that is how the enemy does.
I've been there before. I told my wife, say, maybe I know our 4 months. And now we in a Juman Sufi baby and I 1 or 2 hours away. And Obeka pulling you be a quabano. Oh, breastfeeding ya, then I'm so I didn't know. We in the mat leave. Now uncle. We mat leave no. Now was I taking in? Now me dream home saw the barbecue Juma with Funa will be quite small.
Time. High five.
Am I joining you? Why? Am I joining you? And I remember buying a many other. I came prepared. I came prepared. Ebusia me free. O worry ya na ye hwekwan. We ya na ye stay. We ya ni titin me no I came prepared. Share me ni na me. Inti no. What happened was we could be a man no so why don't you stay at home and look after the kids whilst I do something. This was a simple statement I made. For years, I'm a struggle.
Wow.
Do baby no say they need the whole say obey me baby, but no, my coca. She have to listen to me. What do I say? If right now if I meet any man who tells me say this is what I said to my wife, I'll tell the man say don't.
No. Hey, Charlie, no wonder.
Please go ahead and talk. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so like I was saying, the obstacles will be there, and sometimes opportunity bar right. Sometimes the enemy will bring the people close to you, like our partners. Now the things that they say, is very tangible. Excuse no man, it's very reasonable at that very moment. But when you look at the picture, you know what you want, and you know how you have prayed for. Okay, that is not disrespecting your husband. People doesn't know the difference between disrespecting somebody and living out your dream, right? And when I stood my grounds, right, and I went for that job, in the long run, 2 weeks, it really helped us. And not knowing that when I was there, they were not paying me the union salary, right? As soon as I moved to the front desk, they paid me the union salary. My salary, I got $100 more than what I was getting.
What?
Yes. And then he was so happy, he was so excited. I said, you see, I told you. He was so happy, he was so excited. Yes.
Some of us have our partners and own certain condition, our own problem on our partner's problem. Because
yes,
I just don't understand. Like, there are some men, some women, when their partner wants to, like, get a promotion and do other stuff now, they're going to give you more the negative than the positive. We don't encourage. Majority of us don't encourage. Sister Ayatollah said we have to be practical. Don't put yourself on hold all the time. The kids will grow up and leave one day. Pursue your goals while raising them, my opinion. And I agree with you, Sister Ayatollah, 110%. Bam, 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 bam. We have
it's about balance. On say Bibian one find a balance, no one sacrifice here. You will not get there. Because there be the opportunities will pass you by. But you will be the same person that you keep on praying for it, right? Like I told you, right? When the opportunity passed me by, it took 2 years, and I went and prayed. And when I went and prayed, right, I told you that this woman used to encourage me a lot. And I was also praying about it. And so, oh, what is coming on my phone? And so when I prayed about it, right, me, myself, God showed me how I'm opening the way I'm at. Showed me how they have changed my uniform and all that. And I told him, I said, listen, Charlie, we make me tea and you because me answer. Yeah, so we don't know, most of the men don't know the difference between your wife taking a stand to better her life, to help the family, and also disrespecting. Some of the men will feel like, oh, my wife don't listen to me, my wife is disrespecting me, my husband is disrespecting me. But in the long run, it work out and it help the both of us.
We will see the benefit of it.
Yes, the benefit of it, because at the end of the day, now he went back to school. Yami Adam says, "Well, we school no." He just went to school. So and yet, Jumana Megan night and it really helped us. It really helped us. It has come a long way to help us. And the decision in the living out your dream, Nadia, the obstacles will be there, the challenges will be there. Take the children to babysitter, sacrifice. If you want to live out your dream, there's also sacrifice. All your money are there. You have to sacrifice for it. Sacrifice, you will not be able to enjoy maybe the 8-hour sleep or the 10-hour sleep for like maybe few months or few years. But at the end of the day, it will pay off. You are doing something that you love, and like, yes, you're doing something that you love. So when you go to work, you're happy. But being at the back of the hotel every day, I go to work and I'm crying. Oh my God, I'm thinking about how many rooms I'm going to get and all that kind of stuff. But now, doing what I love to do. I go to work and I'm happy. Sometimes some of the guests can be challenging, but I know how to deal with them.
Most definitely. And I think that sometimes also, like, some of our men, they get intimidated that their wife may be able to, like, establish ahead of them before they do, because a lot of our men, or some of our men, are very insecure. The same thing vice versa with some of our women. When you are insecure, you don't have any confidence, and then you listen to friends, and also go with society, societal, like, picture, expectation for wives, what wives need to do and what needs to take place. We have some friends and family members that will say, hey, if your wife is doing this now, that means your wife do not respect you. How do you know I do not respect my husband?
Can I come in here? A man who listens to friends to run his home is not a man.
Bam.
It's not a man, to tell you the truth.
From you, it's coming from a man.
Exactly. Because as a man, if you are being like forceful to do everything by yourself and you don't get the support from your wife, it is so killing, right? But if you are getting support from your wife, it shouldn't matter where your wife is. What if your wife was
The
a director, a CEO, what have you, before you met her? Are you going to tell her to leave her job and come and be under you?
Become a
No,
housewife.
that is craziness. But a man, if you have a wife,
I don't know why the most educated women, they are not getting married, because the men are afraid of their success.
Of course,
A
they
lot of educated women can't
this is
find
how
that.
I look at things. I look at things that the better things, good stuff comes, but it's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't get them cheap. So if Oba attaining status in life, na Bema feel say Oba ni status in tea, on to me waren Usruna, then that Bema or said you or your chicken.
coward.
You get it? Go forward. Just experience who the woman is. A status, no. And a man all look so high. But behind the status, there is a soul you can even walk through. You can go through her soul. Oh, like Debbie Meka say, my stepsister, or Unimadi, like, or no, yes, science, and not business. She switched to do what I was supposed to do. And I love her so much to the extent that me supporting in everything. And the Ami say, be more worry and also. And so what accounting background. But can be a me woman, you see that respect, among them.
Between the two of them.
Oh, but Obia Banco School and which chicken. Maybe I made a confirm Ebiana one go school and which and Yamia Wadum Wakushia or Babia or no nim obetumi sustain you. Wow, and such a man also they have a heart. Like I don't know how to describe them. Oh, I'm advising the men right now. If you see such lady, that's a utumini ne kasa, unini yena ebi ono crampo so ohu ono, or you're ready for you to come forward. Also see, like it's nonsense to me. It's nonsense.
I think if Kay listened to some friends and some people that in the neighborhood that he was living in, we wouldn't have gotten married, because you see, you have some people who have an image of me. They have this assumption because they didn't get to know me. They never approached to speak with me, because I'm not the type of person, I don't know you and I see you and then I'll jump on you. Like, no, if you acknowledge me, I will acknowledge you back. But people were seeing me far because, like, especially when I remember I had an experience in the train one time, and I met this Ghanaian guy. He was really good looking. Seems to be on point. He was working and everything. So we started talking, having normal conversation. I was in college at the time. And, we started talking and we laughing, and we seems to have a lot in common, right? And then it got to a point, he asked me if I was coming from work, and I was like, no, I'm coming from school. And he was like, when? I told him I'm in college, what I was majoring in. And that was the end of the conversation. Like, he just shut down because I spoke about education, the fact that, I'm in school, I'm in college, the level of his education was not there, but I wasn't even looking at that. I was looking at his personality, him being able to engage conversation, laughing, and, talking about some of the things that he likes to do. And I was dumbfounded. And then, like, when we got to the next stop, he got off, me thinking that was his stop. But, I was kind of like curious, because when you see a cute guy, you want to see how they walk, right? So I know, right? Me, I'm very observant. So, like, I'm looking at him, to see him walking and going out. He walked to the other side and got back in the train, but he went in a different car. So me telling him that I was in school, I guess he felt intimidated, and he didn't think that we can continue to have the conversation, because the vibe that I got was like he was working his way to ask me out. But, because I said something that he didn't think that he would be able to handle, or he thought that I may reject him, right? So I was really disappointed because I was into him also.
Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, like you are ready to receive from him, and he is kind of pushing away. Because looking at what you talked about, the level of education, what you were doing, like he didn't even think out of the box. He's like, oh, such woman, if I settle down with, she's going to be on me.
That's right. Since I
Right.
am
And the guy is insecure.
very insecure.
Very, very, very wobbly. Right. Very, very wobbly. I watched this Nigerian movie. I forgot the title. The lady was a CEO, and the husband wasn't up there, but was causing her troubles here and there. And the husband started flirting around, having mistress, not one, but numerous. And it got to a time the lady ended up at the hospital on the expense of her life.
Wow.
Right. When she got back to herself, do you know what happened? She kicked the guy out.
Good for
didn't
her.
want to see her. And do you know whom she picked up instead? The security man.
You see,
The security man.
He go work.
Exactly. Because when she's leaving for work, the security man will inquire how she was doing, how she's going, and when she comes back, before she hit the main house, the security man will also inquire how her day was and everything.
Wow.
So when she needed to reset herself, she had to go that angle. And her sister was against it. Her sister was against that decision she made, but she made the sister aware. Because she almost got crippled. She almost got crippled as a result of whatever happened. And it was this same security man who nurtured her back to life.
Wow.
Right. It's Onya status in life, she didn't even think of going back to the office right away, but to have her life just to be happy.
Wow. That is.
And the day the security man was proposing, do you know what happened? He didn't have a ring, but he was going to do everything verbally before he would go look for what the lady has already prepared.
Oh wow!
Right. Right. So the drink that the guy poured, the guy poured himself just to toast after when he's been accepted. Then they will toast with it. The lady slipped the ring in there.
Wow.
So the guy grabbed his glass after proposing, and the lady was like, oh yes, oh my God, oh, I can't do without you. He grabbed his glass and was going to toast to whatever it is. He sat on the drink and he realized there was something in there. Hey, I got a ring. Then he slipped it on the lady's finger.
You see?
Union sealed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Union sealed.
Movies. That's a movie, but
right. And in reality, people will fight against it, kick against it, and let you feel like you are doing something crazy. But no, it is about you and what will make you happy. Right.
Even Ghana cry, no, so Bama cry, oh, wow, you cry, so we would do. Look at all this.
Mommy, at my big brother's engagement. At my big brother's engagement, I carried my wife's purse. She had come from Canada. And my brother engagement, I was like, maybe I can say mina engagement, because most of the people that came because of me.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, and my brother,
you had crowd.
Exactly. And to be said, BB because we me fear, they just want to come and see. I mean, my wedding, I planned it so small, and it was like boom.
Wow.
Right. So at the wedding, I carried my wife to be at the time. Her purse, we didn't even go to church. The church didn't know her, and Pentecost, right? So like everybody was looking. everybody was looking, and
he's remembering. Like, did you hear the little laugh that escaped?
Yes.
Go ahead, brother.
And we wore the same lace but different color, right? So everybody was like, "What's going on here?" Then I was like, "Oh, okay, just do your thing." So at the end of the day, we came home, and my mom was like, "Oh wow, could you why are you say a nipa mutumi kura wife pest?" And I'm saying, "Na me ye dear ekasa me ninkita. Why you not the man me na me je because me practice it na me future I is strong."
That's it.
Medru baby na my wife awo na be all sign you. I have to help her with a child.
Of course, yeah.
My wife ain't to me, yeah. I have to home chores at home. Send me me fear. Me fear. And
that's it.
Some men, some Ghanaian men will not do it.
Exactly.
The wife's stomach is getting ready to drag on the floor, and the wife is still on her feet. Her foot is swollen, cooking, cleaning, washing.
Adwoa, I fought a fighter. Now, me feel say my mother. I met this guy with his wife and 2 children coming from the farm. The wife was pregnant with this long belly with a baby on her back, carrying firewood and some stuff. The husband only was carrying a machete. We showed it and said, "Master, why do you boom on?" Let me do it. I wasn't even that age at Mewarin. I was so mad. Meji ejano. And I make a chance I will friend or bonnet, no uniform mammy. Oh, you need mammy. Bear many years old, be another catches one try.
Let's see what's on
One try. I was so mad to understand that, like the way I'm my furious, no. And in life, whatever you see, I saw how my dad treated my mom. My mom, the only place that my mom ended up is psychiatrist.
Wow.
Psychiatry, like Accra Mental Hospital. Let me say it right.
Strong.
All time. That's where my mom didn't go.
Norm.
But who say me mama nam? I told that me mama nam. Ube me first mama me kasa, but no kasa. I didn't know my mom until I became of age, and I mean who said no. She was going through a lot. So I made this promise to her, say, "Ma onye na adwin say obe worry bi, yeah ye behwe no." Me papa betina also mommy. Say me ko bisa me mama say if she's going to come back to the marriage. Me name me brother Penny, na me so wache me brother Penny. Me brother Penny just so you do baby na me kind of farm war. When I'm just say wunnim. You do ma ho na obie wa no boss asem we so. Me boom me wi ase nya wo de. I was just saying something. The way my dad treated my mom, right? And before he was going to marry my stepmom, he sends us to go ask our mother if she wants to come back to the marriage. Right. He had introduced our stepmom to us, everything.
You asked her not to come back.
Yeah. So on our way going to our mom, I'm very tall, huge than my brother. I kind of make like I pushed him against the wall and I warned him. Yeah, I told him when you get to mom and you mention this to her, I will beat you mercilessly. Life will never be better for you again.
Hey.
So he didn't mention it. Nothing. Just I think a couple of years ago, I was talking to my mom and she asked me this. I was like, "How did you get to know about it?" She was like, "I was talking to your brother and he started laughing and he brought this up." I was like, "Yes. I didn't want you to go back to that tyrant." No. Because at age 7, I could see my dad pounding on my mom. The last time they separated, my little sister was only 3 months.
Wow.
He grabbed my sister from my mom, threw her on the couch, and just pounded on my mom.
Oh my goodness, that is terrible.
Yes, all I could do was to grab a cane he had soaked in kerosene for us.
What?
I grabbed that cane and looked into the back in the gutter, and I slapped him over there. That was how my mom was able to escape. I was only 7 years.
Brother
Wow.
Brown, what
I
the?
was only yes. So my problem with my dad growing up being mean to me and a whole lot, I knew where it was coming from. But as a child, I pretended that I didn't know.
Ooh.
I have been fighting for my mom, and I've said it before. I stand up for women because
What?
I see myself that I cannot hurt a woman.
Well, only cowards and insecure.
Oh,
Exactly.
where the many of them are no, many of them are them.
Ah,
Because this growing up, now I used to be very annoyed. Now me turn idea. Now me cotton idea na me ba right. You see the women like omudi a work and clash or matching a man to damn me as any other. So I always wanted to be a judge to jail all those men. Trust me.
Now,
Oh,
I visited a friend. The friend was going to have a wedding. He lives in the Tishiningwa area. I visited, and on my way back from my friend's house to go to where I bought a car, I met this guy beating a lady. So I asked what was going on. The guy didn't want to talk, and the lady was trying to explain to me. So I separated them, and I asked her, "Are you married to her?" And she said no. And I was like, "Okay, stand here." I asked the guy, "Are you married to her?" He said, "No, she's my girlfriend." I was like, "Really? Just a girlfriend?"
and I
And then watch you, why you don't pounding the civil phone? Oh, say me no, cause I'm a come 3 am guy and every.
wow.
I was so crazy. I was
So
like,
because of what he saw, he was traumatized because of what he
exactly. I was like, oh, Babe treating the same. Now, why when you are why anything punching bag and answer that?
Oh, that's I know that shots. Yeah, I mean, to say yeah, money be they are receptive to that kind of treatment, right? Because they feel say as a woman you should accept such thing. If you didn't do anything, they wouldn't have done that. But we have to understand, says a lot of our men are sick. You know, they're sick. They have mentally, you know.
Adwoa, in my home, the home I grew up, me worry what my stepmother said. The day I got married, my stepmother cried.
Wow.
As to me, Fifi, wine and the best support if you. Was me papa, yeah, shut down and to coin. Right. And it got to a time, then papa the year, me mom, and also the year, my stepmother. I stood up. I told him, say, that I'm not meant to say, Abofrebia Bonne Papa. But maybe a mel bono.
Oh my
Vienna say, obey this only me, I would take it. Because it was a mel bono to upon try. And that particular thing I did, I do any boy me.
But oh papa, work out when you saw
And the okaya, mami do.
Once you live in your dream, you are able to help other people. And people will see this. No one standing but you are because of woman you were provoked. So you will not stay there for somebody else to go through. But a lot of people who say no more keep blind because Obia and Pese, ye papa be disowning and answer because of your collaboration.
And it's two things. It's two things. It's either the child is confused or cannot even process what is going on. Oh, it will say find confusion in as if we obeying you know, they're not also about that same exact
of course copycat.
You know, exactly. No, so then the back the urine ekasa anyhow. Me say me to me are very strict in my home. Abofra pame ho and yet the pay. And I'll face you. In I Usu am be. No say you know so we say funsu. Weja. My wife dear or to be sure me dear say hey to dear won't taking easy on this case. Me say me man me who be as a child. Exactly. Above me baby no. Near more obey. Abofra won kasa or for attention on you say oh when who go see You're old man now. So I'm not going to take it light on you. Don't do this. Don't go there. Well, but in this life, sometimes I need who say what we want is what we don't get, and what we get is what we don't want, because you live life, upside down.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, kasa, living your life to please others, it has its problems, and I'll go to it very soon. Now, say obi to me hating obi dislike or no one who any ideas that be an person you be dear not build it on, and building on others' wings, it's not great.
That's an illusion.
Yes.
Building your life based on lies,
Exactly. Because you don't know what that I say when who magazine cover. That girl not that magazine cover so no name spotless. Nothing you share. Now so Dimika Okakochani are you APia now what the surgery akobem. At the end of the day, say this figment be bar one a
One why I mean it's not like
we know that on who into me say me be sign. Na nipa no try say obeka na you see I had no me build them structures very well.
Yeah.
I mean get it carried away and you be me pay. Right. Meaning say me will be me to me I me pay in my life. Nobody dares to tell me what. But I sit down, I analyze, I talk to myself, ask myself questions, and to say me answer no, I'm not going there.
But Brother Brian, you know that's your uniqueness. But it's not everybody who even. A lot of us don't do self-assessment. A lot of us don't have self-value. A lot of us don't have self-discipline. And I can keep going on and on. A lot of us don't do self-care. You have some mothers, some fathers, some brothers, sisters, parents, children, whomsoever, who will work to the moon. Have vacation, does not take vacation. Have sick hours, they have a cold, they're feeling sick, they're still going to go to work.
Exactly.
Every work that they have done, all the money they have saved, it goes into their funeral because they die prematurely. All right. We have to take care of our whole existence, our physical being, because when the body is tired, bodies does not talk.
No.
And our mind, sometimes there is a disconnection. You feel really tired. You need to take some time off because your job is not going to fire you because you don't feel well coming to work. Use your vacation. Use holidays hours. Most Ghanaians, when we hear about overtime, we are ready to go for overtime, right? Because we're doing projects back home. We need to slow down. Most of us, we not only focus on ourselves, our significant others and children, we taking care of a whole family, right? Meanwhile, you have some family members at home who have the physical strength to work. However, because a family member is in abroad, because they are so spoiled, that family member in abroad is responsible for their youngest siblings, right? Even though they can work on their own, right? They don't work. You send the money, what they use it for. Most of them will go to the bar, right? While you working, sweating, you don't even get enough sleep. They partying. They have girls, the guys, they have multiple women in their life, right? Because all they can think about is Tonga. Right?
Meanwhile, when I was growing up, I never hungry.
I'm telling you, it's so funny. This past Sunday, my father's oldest brother, Dr. Mensah, had like a get together, and we went. And when we went, I was the only child there. Can you imagine? I was the only child there. Everybody there was, an elderly. So I asked them a question, regarding why we have a lot of like husbands and men putting their hands, beating their wives and partners. And they each gave their insight, their feedbacks, and all of them did not condone in a man putting their hands on their partners. But and I took so much from them. I learned so much. But my father's older brother said something that is stuck in my head. He said, like some of us talk about bajimibre. Is bajimibre now or bajimibre before? Because some people will say it because it feels like our mothers and great grandmothers and stuff did not do so much. But around that time, because I lived with some of my uncles for a couple years, and even one of my mother's oldest brother, he was a king, so he had 3 wives. The second wife was always causing commotions and unnecessary fights and stuff like that. He never put his hands on her. So, like, back in the days, husbands were not beating up their wives senselessly than nowadays. Even nowadays, you have just dating someone. The person is pounding on you like you were punching back, right? So, doctor says something. He was like, back in the days, our great grandparents, our parents, and so many other, they were more, they got married based on love and business. Business meaning if they are farmer, they cannot have one wife. They need more than one wife to help them with the farming. Okay. But nowadays, it's about money and sex. Okay, so you see the difference, right? And I never even thought in that matter. Some of us may think differently, but when you hear like conversations around it, for me in marriage, I think the sex part is the extraordinary, right? That's when you want to like, when you want to feel,
mommy, just take a laugh, okay? Because I do the all starting.
When you want to feel,
hey, sister Adwoa, my brother,
but Nana Chia Meji Etias.
No, but I'm just saying that's like an extraordinary exercise, and it's part of,
But when you're so boy.
I mean, when Adwoa is talking about that Sokopimpi topics,
but
a spirit gets alive.
When one is able to.
I'm saying before you came on, and make Bisana say meanings or no. And I try to never find it to so Cassia the time the Cassia which on the fan it is the fan it is say
no, but when you are with a partner, right? I mean, in so many ways, some of you can tell me if I'm wrong. When you're with a partner who understands you, who cares for you, who spends time with you, and really make you feel wanted and needed in so many areas now, right? Every time that you talk about certain things, right, it put a smile in your face and it makes you feel good, right?
Yes.
Good job.
Be quiet. But some people don't have that. They don't have that, which is really sad because sister, oh my gosh, I forgot who said it. Either Brother Ankara, Sister Aisha, one of them said something that marriage is like marriage. Sister Aisha, that's it. Thank you. Marriage is wonderful. Marriage, Edo. Our real
Adwoa is changing the topic already.
No, I'm not. Marriage is good. I mean, when you have clear understanding, right?
When you find the right person.
Yeah, and you support each other. I mean, like I like what you said, Pastor Esther, earlier, that it goes either way, right? Both ways. You say both ways, not either way. Both ways. You can support your partner's dream, your family member's dream, and also fulfill your dream as well. You don't necessarily have to put yours on hold just to satisfy society or like people in so many ways, because a lot of us, we put our dreams on hold, and then you have some men and some women, when you help them, get to where they need to be at, the first thing they tell you is, say, you're not on my level. I think that's why some men get intimidated when
on set, like you bring in the support, right? Like on set, you're about America, American way with you. On set about America because of Concrata, so many idea no.
yeah,
no, eba right? Hey, be an amumi in a beshian, mummy in any be. Ain't she be about Kubetimi be? First, Nina a sacrifice no. Maybe a mummy in mother together. Oh, Odo. Mammy, more men support on our own school until who we are. Now, Miss my day. Much more median. That is understandable, right? Say, me can wear any school, right? And also say, or be piano because I'm could be.
Now he has realized the need of education.
Brother, let her finish her point, because I want to hear this one.
Oh, you know, at the end of the day, no. But obi ohonoma, obi be make sacrifice na ma na wie no. Obi a was nipa na nye type na ne refi. Se nipa na boa no to be baby a wo no, because se mumie no nyina mo ti kroma bills ni ade na baako. Mumie no nyina aka se mumie no nyina mo timi nka se mo school na bom at the same time se nkrata asem ni ade no. We no ese baako sacrifice e put the dream on hold. Na wo wi a wo so why de wa be boa your other partner no so why de etimi akwa no enkola so be mu a ni nyina ye de kan ba ni nyina ye understanding no. Se mumie no nyina mbanya understanding se wo wi a wo me ni pa, but a lot of people on be we no my de o ma turn against omo partners no. But I no we are along the line. Who san koshia obi manitia o ka pepepepepepe.
No correct.
Yes. But me momo de me media what Bible no ya said ya say Proverbs 31 no say dan me catch up. Say Proverbs 31 say ni kunu say o say oba no onye ni kunu bone ni kunu nim say onye ni bone husband trust no. Me bo me mpa me de kan bi say rade me nye me kunu bone me ma no so nye me bone. Sister Obua me de kan.
Well,
yes,
very vital.
For you to
yes, Medicare said no. At the end of the day, no, or no one enco drew baby, none may that never be my portion. We didn't in action because Bible say, ye musa no the be my no baby.
Yes. And me in Chawano, I watched this movie, War Room.
I seen that
when the guy was in a different state, having fun with a lady, the prayer the wife said caused him like sick in the stomach.
That's right.
He had to end up in the washroom. Right from there, he zoomed back home. But he went out to go do something. So prayer works, and the way we channel it is how it goes. Right. So be it here. I mean, let me say, oh, bonfire now. Be focused. Throw your arrows, and God will make it work.
And you have to believe in it. Prayers without faith is useless.
Exactly.
We pray one way. One say you be pray one way. Also, like share Facebook message will be shared whereby the man loves affection for the wife. See a bit missy. Whereby the love will be one-sided. Me say kind of try. Erade me bomb pie. Mami kundo me mami smendo. May you never get to a point or no because no. May that never be, yeah, one pioneer your fiscal so but obi orma or be one-sided. When you do the one-sided now, you have to balance the thing.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, no, but I want to be 100% now they win your way. And so you know you need to balance it. So you when the team that's a that be a one on a screen. Jesus Christ. May that never be my
but since Pastor, you see, you are a selfless person, selfless, because you don't only pray for things that you need. you also like extend that to your partner, because it goes both ways. If he's the one receiving it, you surely will be able to get it. If you the one receiving it, he will surely be able to get it. That's a lot of that's some of the things that most people in our society lack of, right? When they pray, there are some women who will pray when their husband is like having an affair, infidelity, or have side chicks. Oh, eradimi vampire, eradimi patcha man adeni nye dumebim. Hey, who bet you my own chrome? Because sorry. I'm sorry.
And so, but prayer and I say about both ways, because in Crawford, you know, Crawford and one-sided, and on Abrabo the boy, you never know Crawford drinks is sunny a day. Who said the why you saw any bonnet? Who home by Proverbs 31, man. I don't really take it for the only the women.
Proverbs 31. So say I have to insert that in my prayers too.
Adwoa, you have to.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, Obama,
Major said there be a watching other side.
Okay, my pastor am making the point. Leave me be, okay?
I mean, it has to be what balance. And be one man. Oh, be our year. Yami, what to me are the year. And obi one man or bow or on a mentality to that. And I said, I'm a issue be seen, and many a big as right. Say, and so, who was my way in our Berman? I didn't know after all this year, someone will say, when we saw best, and I'm saying, who do we saw best? Only the Panatana 9 years. After my dear Nabaka saw best, and you saw the thing. On say, and Titiana, you can't want them to be any. On say, never be one of them. Not one wanted to be idea when you need to break from certain things because
this is for you. Read it. Pastor Esther, finish your point.
Pastor Yaba. I'm not going to let her be. Never.
Pastor Esther, finish your point.
Yeah, at onset, maybe the thing from the onset say, Nipas Messi we one more. Nipas Messi we now doing ye, say an anticipate, and so on and so forth. Guy now no train, I mean a one escape here. I mean, I want to escape. Yes, why escape to death row? Yes, because who are the wrong partner, it's like you're on the death row.
Exactly.
Yeah, but a lot of people be musani way in a no my the makwako worry. And our worry so they be an a one-sided. So they be an say ye man ye man ye diko ye. But a man de that no. In life no need to be balanced.
I dream pony.
Bibia need to be balanced. Ain't me and paibo me bo ama mi kunbo the same thing man was any balance. So that at the end of the day no enko feel say or no you're so much into me, now you're so much into him, and work it that way. Yes, I'm into me. They may bomb no, me bought the same thing.
Amen to that.
Everything must be what must be balanced. Man can say, Obama and Kwano, Obama and Kwanye say now they won't care about Obama. That be no.
It becomes lopsided when the man loves alone. It has to be both sides, right? And I take it like communication. It's not one-sided. Like you have to say something to me, I say something to you. Either whether we are even mute, we still have to be on the same level.
Most definitely. Let me read some comments. Sister Yabamidi free from the coastal. Sister Yaba say, we know from the onset goal it won't work, but we think we are heroes and want
to change people.
We can't change nobody if the person does not want to change. And like most times, don't get married telling yourself you'll be able to change your partner.
And she put it right.
Yes.
Most people, either Bearman or Bar, some of the people think say you can change somebody. The person is already grown. There is nothing you can do about that. If a change comes, it is their will. They allow themselves.
They're choosing to change.
Exactly. And there are people who don't want to. So you're going to fight a dead battle.
I'm telling you, some of us, we waste too much energy and strength on some unnecessary. That's why I said, do not run foolish race. Brother Uncle said, your dreams and your actions define you. Don't let others define you with what they tell you to do and not to. You will inspire others to follow their dreams, even if they know nothing about you. Follow your
dreams.
make
If you
you
interesting.
interesting, most definitely. And then but Ankara again said there are no rules in life, so why limit yourself to what everybody else is doing? Bam. Accomplishing your dreams will spark even bigger dreams. You feel you have something more to live for. Even if your dreams fail, you will feel proud you gave it your all to accomplish them. Dreamers fail now and then, but they also make us learn more in life. You learn from failure. So dust yourself off and try again. It is your life. Live it under your terms. Bam, 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 bam. And to say like, majority of and then Sister Aisha Anka said, wow, your childhood experience made you a better person. We give thanks to God, Brother Brian.
Hallelujah.
Earlier. And then Sister Yabs comes again. She says, we need to respect other people for who they are and not what we want them to be. Bam. I want you guys to like have your final say with Sister Yab's comment right now, because that was the question I was gonna ask each one of you. I'm enjoying the conversation very much, but I I had to like make time for family too.
You saw the way she just looked. Nana Chiamieje is there. She's getting confused already. She wants to end the program. I got a feeling.
You see,
I got a feeling.
And the other sister, I bet oh, I mean,
what you were adding in the comments in the offer? What is that?
Meaning the I'm not doing sad, but in a mammy, sir.
Hey,
oh,
Pim Bambia.
And Ohima Esther, you know the reason why she moved her programs from morning till evenings? Because when Nana Chiamieje is not home, he's gone to work during the night. She's by herself, right? And or started program that's Nana Chiamieje. The moment the door goes, you can tell it goes like a wiper. Her brain goes blank, and me, Sister Manson, we started teasing her, and she was like, "I better do something about this." And so she switched from mornings to evenings, and still, Nana Chiamieje just woke up.
Wow.
Just woke up.
You know what, Pastor Esther, just hold on before we go into this one right here. Sister Yaba's comment. Sister Yaba, chomp kisses for bringing that. Maminya some promos be. So we have Boss Lady in Fire Drive Time on weekdays, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. GM time at Fire Life Radio, UK time. You guys get it, right? For me, by life at US, it has say 11 a.m. Mommy, still no. I think so. Saturdays, which is tomorrow, join Mammy any Accra in Sankofa or Sisua Kasa. Saturdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Fire Life Radio again. Fire Life Radio, a judge them UK time. So and then we have I would like you guys to contact Obapa Sister Aisha Ankra for Juice Plus, natural supplements and Avon products. We need to support each other and push each other. Sister Yaba also sell Juice Plus products also. I mean, there are some products, like for me, I can't even buy certain things from my side. So if I need booster now, maybe courses, I can go to Sister Yaba's Juice Plus. I can contact her or Sister Aisha to get that. All right. Sister Angelina also sell the Juice Plus. Juice Plus, the more the merrier. So, but the Avon will be a here Avon deodorant, like cologne and other stuff. Call Sister Aisha. And then we have Antilla's Book Corner. I love that name. Tuesdays she does practical and yamisam. Thursdays she will do live video reading her second book, pages of her second book, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. And then Sundays we have Sister Ya's cozy book chat with Obapa, Sister Ya Russell. Into Naya joining Tuesdays and Thursdays, Sister Ya Atobra comes live, US Eastern time, 8:30 p.m. And then Sundays, she comes at 7 p.m. US Eastern time. And then we have Sister Ya Russell with her 100% natural health and beauty advocate. So DM her for more information. We have Sister Sage Williams. Go to sageshare.com to get some authentic merchandise. All right, t-shirts, like most of the t-shirts, they're beautiful with the African print designs, different kinds. I have wore a couple of them. I have washed them, and it stays the same. The neck does not expand, because sometimes you buy a t-shirt, you wash it, and then you put it on and you see like a round neck looking more like a square neck. It has stretch out. So it's like, she also have creams, jewelries, beads, and so many other merchandise. So like, just check her out. When you go into her website, she has a comment box. If you don't see the color of your shirt, just let her know you want blue, you want light blue, you want white, and then she will contact you with your email, and then you guys will you will discuss that. And they're good prices also. And then we have Sister Adwoa Mu lunchtime talk with her on Fridays at 1 p.m. UK time, sometimes depending the celebrity or the person that she's hosting. Sometimes the time changes a little bit. Right. And then we have Sister Mamle. She has hey, okay. We have Sister Mamle with Emperor Worldwide on YouTube with regarding parental alienation. She also talk about abuse and so many like very educative programs. So we need to be able to support her. When you come up, we have Pastor Esther Arthur. If you're not friends with her or you don't follow her page, well, she doesn't have a page. She used her personal account to do programs. She comes, sometimes she just limited to just prayers only. Other times she will also have an educative topic, to discuss so many other things. And she also sometimes comes, human, she has a humorous side. She'll be making me laugh so much about dreams. So it's like, she normally comes live on Wednesdays, but whenever the Holy Spirit is speaking with her, sometimes also other days she will pop up. At times she will come on. By the time I click, it says she was live. I'll be like, what the hell just happened? Just flash. And then she will go off. But the same, if you come upon any of our videos, you push it forward and share with friends and family members. We are here to learn from each other. Don't abandon what works for you. If you learn something new, have better understanding before you apply to your life, your relationship or your marriage. Don't just apply things because you heard it in social media or you heard it from here and there. Always have clear understanding, because some of the things that might work for either one of us may not work for a lot of you. So make sure what is working for you, you hold on tight. We use some of our culture and tradition things, they are very, very valuable. It works, right? But some of them we need to change it because life is too precious for us to waste it on other people or do things to satisfy people. Because when we try to do set things, it just brings us down. So we just need to be very mindful, Sister Angelina, but also. So let me go back to who else did I not say? If I didn't mention your name, say your name, please forgive me. It's not intentional. And brother, your friend is Brother Brian. So, he does catering. Like you make sure that you reach out to him. Brother Brian, you can put your website or like your information on this way. I can display it. Holy Bradinya me holy like some
Adwoa, whatever you say, I'm still only holy and angel.
Mate. But you know what? Like he just teased me when he.
Personal question, Pacho. Me better right? COVID. They say me I to me pan, all right.
Yes.
They say me make it bread. Now, me make it rice. They say I fine, but I want the solid, like also African market. The way yes solid we in the pan. How do I get that tester?
I reach out to him privately. And
tester, don't worry, I'll walk you through, right?
Yes.
You send a friend request and you just send a request, we'll touch base.
Oh, now you crab a man. What?
Who did you Adwoa? I'm a one casana. Or per recipe, me farmer.
Don't worry, because he just teases me. He makes meat pie and then he will send me a clear picture of it to let me know.
Adwoa, during COVID, program BIA almost serving virtual. So I have to serve virtual serving basis here.
This my brother here, he tormented me every time I have a different tone with my friends. Like Pastor Esther, when you send me something, I know it's coming from you because I have a different tone for everybody, right? It got to a point when I hear his tone, I don't even look at my screen because I know exactly what he's sending to me. I know what he's sending to me. So it's like he is really mean to me a lot of times,
So I don't like it the way you are sounding. That's not what I do.
But I love him because he inspires me, because when he wants, like, he goes for the things that he wants and he's determined. The fact that, he has a lot of determination, willpower, and when he makes up his mind, he's going to do something.
This is the bread I made.
Oh,
wow.
Yes, I made it yesterday.
Wow.
Oh, I see.
Adwoa the mouth I watch it though. Just slice before man one part.
Hey, sister, yeah, so see, own it and flaunt it.
I love you.
Oh, and then you have a boss.
Boss.
Miss boss lady, or bed drive you rough, and you mama me bubo. Now here, Miss Boss lady to wasa dance move so was already
Ada made UK no make fire live radio. Now my boss lady new chair because I believe saying the chair by now
Hey, boss lady moves or the
man say Emma moves in United chair in a bread.
I'm telling you, I mean, she is awesome, and also all the families, who come.
And another advert before we move on. Finally, see Adwoa Odo Mensa for 365 to spice your love life. Yeah.
Munyami, how let me enjoy life small. This is Beatrice.
Hey, Auntie B, you want recipe? No worries, just touch base.
We
You
need
get
to
it.
taste it, madam.
You know what? Adwoa mami advert bako. Me kinky or me kinky na. Me this advert. Adwoa no Brian's Kitchen dokona bino. Obia mejene dia. Kinky to our kinky sayari. Kinky udia ushia we to me chan and pray.
Yes, that's okay. I don't have more. And there was Sister Shaila's kitchen. Yes, on also base what Canada said brother Brian Swang. And so we base in Canada. Because that me Canada no because I have families that lives in Canada. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I come there now, I will make sure I will definitely see Sister Shiloh's kitchen, and I will go see Brother Brian too. Even if I'm not where he's at, I'm going there. I missed
You have to. In fact, I'm going to ship some kinky to you.
Thank you. I missed.
And the kinky you can keep it out of the freezer for about a month. It won't go back.
So add my name to it.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Kinky will be proper.
You say but for me kinky association
I missed the opportunity to go to Canada like a couple years back. It's said me call Ghana by 2005. Me who baby I may you could who baby that.
Then look for it because you need it.
Meant me and Kobe. Me papa mo na come by and
auntie Abape kinky. Yay.
No, right? Mate. And to go back to Sister Yaba Asama or crying because it's really important, right? Let's land on that because Yenim said we already established that you cannot marry a man or a woman and expect them to change for you unless they want to change. So that's something that no matter what you do, you can cut off your arm or do whatever if they decide not to change. Because if you are married to one of those people saying, you in big trouble. Yeah, I was never raised like that. I like it the way it is. One track mind for marry someone who has open mindset, okay? Because they will be willing to make adjustments. But if you have someone who is always one way, no other way now, you have a long, probably you will not even have the days that you're supposed to have on earth because you will die foolish death just because of
stupido.
Love is not blind though. Love is not blind. So please, we shouldn't even talk about love is blind. Damn it, if love
is not always blind.
Yes, love is blind, but marriage is an eye opener.
Isn't that sad?
Oh, I'm telling you. So
blind, your eyes will open.
That's right. We established from Pastor Esther's mouth. She says, you can fulfill others' dreams and your own. So you can go both ways. Brother Brian, you also share some of your experience growing up, some of the opportunities that you missed, and the ones that you did not miss, you took it. Even though you did not get to where you needed to be, you were able to accomplish a whole lot of things, and you giving your children better life than you were able to receive. So, kudos to you guys. And for me, I support both of you. I'm the type of person I take risk. When I didn't used to be like that, I used to procrastinate a lot on certain things, but I do take risks because I know, everything that I have learned in over the years, I still don't know enough, right? So when I have some brothers and sisters, you know, like when I see and Sister Yatubra doing program, I'm running to go see what it is. There are days I'm so tired, I fall asleep. I will wake up in the middle of the night and I will watch the whole program. I don't skip. And you guys, she's on, she will say it, and I will comment. She will say something, and I will comment throughout. You know, like I'm watching. Because it's educative. And then, you know, boss lady, if I miss it, because sometimes I'm doing meetings or I'm making phone calls, so I'm not able to like call in or able to listen to all the comments. So it's like in the middle of the night. I use in the middle of the night on weekends. I don't sleep much. I'm like watching videos and stuff. And then Pastor Esther, you know, I'm watching her videos, but now the trees in Kwano, she's been killing me with that. She's been killing me with all that. And then, you know, I have Sister Sika, Sister Amaman saying, like, you know, Miss Mandy. Like some of them I don't go to the live video, but I'm watching it. It's not because I don't want to be doing live, no, because I am so caught up and busy during the time that they come to live. So once they no longer, you know, I just want to catch up and learn something new. I like to learn different things because, you know, life is about learning. You know, don't just settle with only the things that you know. Always, you know, sometimes listen to suggestions. You don't have to implement if you don't need to, but it's good to have that in the back
of your mind,
or just put it in your knee, you know, because at times certain instances can come up and you may have a need of it. So but I listen to people who are positive. I don't listen to foolish fools. That's not me. You know, I don't go and listen to insults, you know, disrespecting people and, you know, name calling and all that, because negativity does not add on. It takes so much from you. You become dysfunctional. You limit yourself from growing. And so I don't deal with negativity. If you, my friends, you send me something that will not add to my life, I will send you a message to let you know I don't listen to this stuff. So please don't send them to me. If you send it to me the second time, I will delete and then I will block you. I will because I
say Monday boss and Kasa, we don't take certain things for granted.
I don't deal with
it is what it is.
Yeah. Hey brother, nothing does you kono na afi no waba.
Brother, the true bombs, my uncle, true bombs.
They were late. Well,
Sister Yaba, I'm in Alberta in Canada.
He's in Canada. Mm-hmm.
In Alberta. Oh, brother, it's not Daisy. I'm the one who was coughing, but it's not COVID infested or whatever.
Me. Okay, you know, Pastor Esther. Brother Brian said ladies first, you know. I will go with you and then Brother Brian, and then
okay.
So Sister Yaba,
we know you be off, we know.
Wow. You see, they say Mama Mania just 365 so now
I don't know. So only Cecilia, I don't know who is competing with each other, but I salute both of you.
Sister Cecilia, Hindi will try me cry on your life. I know I am angel, Cindy.
On your angel, yeah, will give you self up. Pastor Mameka say me, unim Adwoa eba life. Yeah, sometimes I feel so we need filter. What I say?
Yeah.
Show me true colors, but Sister Cecilia here, but no, the character na or more punch lines no. When Adwoa start to lose, of course say Sister Cecilia angel. No, angel.
No, when it comes to ADA, I have no filter. When it comes to Ebufuo, I do have filter. When it comes to assessment, I have filter. Just say As on one side in India, I have no filter.
And you say, what did you make an acid? Filter na shit.
And back some dear any
It drew up an age out of filter.
That's it.
Brother Natty does it. Don't bring yourself. When you think you are right, brother. Miss 91 and Asumwi. Oh,
you must as well.
So Asumwi
raise you see all through a job.
Raise your hand. If you Asumwi, raise your hand. Yes, I said Asumwi.
Look at me.
No,
Adwoa, look at me. When
you go see.
Allow the self, not the self in Yammy.
Brother Brian, right? Was it then? Mammy call back a crowd. Was it then? A deep crown where you saw. Was it angel then? Was it holy angel Kwajo? Holy angel Kwajo. As some woman trim person mecano. It's not me. Yes,
you can say whatever.
I'm not going to say
Adwoa, you can say whatever you want to say.
Okay. Mama and Crophobin family Simone. Okay, last time our church last year, no. Nipa bi aba so ano mu ni so last time enya da bi ebe chirechire mu.
Oh my goodness.
Na me see me hu azasem be ne wom.
No, the way you went about it, no. Don't try to pretend. I my children. Also, you who said your main chill. What the my uncle? Mama, you have to write to me for last time.
Living room to the
let's move on.
It's a long way. Would too many car now would drew. Answer na be make it left and I say would you know yes I when you know back who you
then why run in your own house? Why run in your own house in the first place?
Phone no me charge your bedroom.
Adwoa. The feedback I got was like you just got off the treadmill.
Esewala. Some catcher said that's your mindset. It's you. It's all coming from you. What let's
when you did and I say main from video calls here.
Now from me video calls. I said me I don't come on in.
Tell me person me baby who me am yembe
I don't come.
They say phone calls are my limited.
Wow, look at this. I never come on in naked.
No, I never say you come on in naked. But send yeah, not why fan cues near the end. To me affecting the ground the other.
Hey, you see this assumption.
Adwoa and confusion.
Confused.com. This assumption, you to stop. Instead of asking question, hey, Adwoa, Nadia na who me say, Obusa mekaya. So one year, and it's 1 year near my dear tomb.
Maybe so, and you didn't give me the right answer.
You see,
but your actions proved it all. Your actions proved it all.
You see, that's the something. I start to say like how do you say my action prove it all? You know, it says so be I will laugh. Because it's funny.
Oh, and yet we'll laugh. He said the only reason is this stress, right? I say. But the truth in here is, one no so started say what kind of one mounted platform. Now, a word no. Like you dissect, you trisect, you bisect, and you even intersect it for us. And that is where I got it from, right? Into like all practices and all the other.
But if I don't do that now, people will not have better understanding. I have to break it down. You see?
But now me person Pastor Patience who ni pana ye nene tele.
Pastor Esther,
sorry. My favorite Pastor Patience.
I know, right? Pastor P me who not. But to tell you the truth, me, you know, like as Brother Brian said, when it comes to Asunwo, you know, I don't have filter in there because
I want to be a tractor no actually I can see in the fire.
Oh, atiatum. And to say woofree hills so now we'll go from with ya. Now so you have to because I didn't know I think and saying you know so would the speedy choir went to me and you know.
And it's an OT free now, but you know, smay now.
No, sa pepe ni eko. Enti, but a boy, I'll be some it now switch you into no yes, son.
Oh no. Now, I had wanted me age man and you want like a percent made that, but they say an article.
Enti article to me now what they me right? Guinea pig. Mate, with us nyami show. And that members are
my kind of credit so feel.
Oh, and yes, now we make kind of credit. That's why you manual secret frame yaza. Makano crouch low.
Oh, but Adwoa, all jokes aside, the Azani the Unyan the day now only me sister Yvette and a brother quiz. Yeah, launch this platform I was.
Yes.
That was the day you got the Azan. Because you had Azan me before. He came.
Yeah. My sister and Kasana Minyano because yeah, I agree. Yeah, one say what TV I say, Pastor. Now we did no cry, ni pempe.
And Sister Yvette cry, yeah, Bishop Wa prayed for you on that day, if you remember.
I will pray for me to do what?
Who make a confession, you know? She prayed for you.
Confession, I mean, make it.
Okay, I person now. Don't worry.
No.
Let's not go there.
I love it. I do a confession and make it.
Pastor Esther Patrick Kasawana, Adwoa because
he doesn't have anything.
Another day's topic.
I want to hear it. Those you can't be able to say.
He said, your friend said, "Wait, sister, yeah. Now, why you ready? Why you ready? Will be here. Sister Adwoa is true. Sister Adwoa, is it true or false? True or false of what?
Put it there. Let's see.
No,
post the comment.
Now, you say sometimes you mean catching up with the comment with the conversation. Is it true or false for what? Just ask.
They are making and they are true or false.
Okay, dear brother Brian Cano, false, but from his mindset, it's true because that's what he wants to believe. Yes. So that's all I can say. He's saying it from his perspective, what he believes. Because I spoke the truth, he didn't believe me because he felt my breathing speaks different thing, gives me up. But minimum grandpa would to fear. That's I'm working out, right? And
Adwoa, I have tested all the waters.
You haven't tested all the
waters. Minimum working out the way I'll breathe. Also, we are the way I'll breathe. And
lie.
And I so copying people so Adwoa.
It's like this is where you know that brother Brian is putting fire in some on an empty pot.
Hey, you're not fire swear Papa.
He's just going to burn it. All right. The one thing most of you know me, and my baby sister will say if I'm lying. When it comes
crisscross over her.
You see, like a lot of people, right? They see me in a certain they see me in a certain forum, right? Because I have a lot of personalities. Some of us, we are shy when it comes to sex. When it comes to talking about all the things that married couple do.
You're living out your dream. You're living it out. Leave it out.
Exactly. Because
just live your dream.
Some of us, our dream is having more sex.
What is not true in what I just said?
What is not true?
Who say idea no, and we hear unti na a Pastor Esther can say autumn for the Ohian and the honorable. The Ohian and the honorable. Inti Adwoa, asama me can once a decent Adwoa as ya me the man could be an you. But what Bomotia pension moon do about baby? It's me Mami chufu.
No. It's not a problem for me. You know why? You know why? Because I said a lot of times, because we have people who has to be camouflaged, right? You have to pretend to be something that they're not. This is me, like with my family, and like I can't shy away. You have to love me or hate me. I really don't care.
Okay. Bishop Akwe is
I know, right? So it's like, I'm telling you, Brother Brian is speaking from his understanding, and
me understand.
No. One tia say you say what was some asem. Na ma catch wa. What do you mean can't say?
Okay. Then why don't you read my messages like before? Why don't you pick my calls like before? Why do I have to limit on all this?
Oh, but hold on a minute. You have to understand that I do have a life, right?
I know you have a life.
So, like, whenever I get messages and stuff, I do respond, sometimes in a timely fashion, other times way off. And it's not just with you. So being that, because there was a time that I will text you and send you stuff and you will not respond forever.
I need lawyers here.
You don't need lawyers. I mean, this is like a simple explanation. That's why I always be saying that our understanding and emotional intelligence is different. Brother Brian is accusing me of doing something that I did not do. And you know what? That's okay, because many jihun ti usi maya entino say
Maria.
It's not going to bring me to anything, because I mean a dear is part of marriage. Oh, now you just Pastor, okay, let's count babies we have. How many we have? We will see who loves what.
Okay, how many? I have three. Okay, I have three. I
have three. Brother Brian, how much you have?
I have 4.
Aha! 81 81.
You don't need Adwoa. I know the Oka so the Bemwa. Who now would the better chiro? My last one. Now me crow me.
If I call
no, not me crow. Because now my idea, she was kind of moving away, right?
Okay.
And we knew didn't come on to winning baby, and why advising me to baby. And I had to bring her back to myself, and that's when it happened. And so I see the last child as the bond that me create and I saying right
to reconnect.
Yes. I didn't go all out, say this is what I'm going to do.
But
I want it was fire.
Confession time. Because it's a bed I can go off the will.
And an example is today's program. We were discussing about a very hot, let me say, like a different topic. Adwoa did all she can to bring this topic in. Look at like
do you
communication.
And I make a choice. Some people know they are.
Sister, I have one. I am a child in the game.
But you know what? I mean, what I'm saying, I'm not off the chisel, okay? Because we do have some people now fulfilling their dream is having a lot of sex, because we do have some men who has a journal that they write how many women they have slept with. Am I lying?
Adwoa, and also the Bema or yes, and said you or count on one days on earth. Because or baby on any debut, uja DNA, whether you using protection or not.
Sister Yabs, one day I'll come and do soko pim kwa.
Sister Yabs, she only comes here for some people.
Brother Natty said she was just explaining things to me, brother. I know, right? Thank you, Brother Natty. Because Brother Natty doesn't ask a question, is it true or false? But you know, like your friend is saying, "Minim say obi nti fear na wunya yo otimi ka show anu say wuye say." Me friend Brother Brian can't just say Brother Brian when we my year and so Brother Brian Timia catch him say was who him say me breathing.
There be say sister who say only obi isanya me no credit ba kope.
Yeah, Brother that is working out have difference and you have actually make up yes actually and you and
yes
working out na ka se wewu a
yeah, we have enough fun.
Sister, They are very over there now.
10 o'clock over there now, almost there. I know, right, Sister B.
Sister Beatrice say, yeah, press on your gas to accelerate.
Oh, Sister B, I can take it all. For me, so a lot of people, Brother Brian, he knows me, you know. I just enjoy having him. Hey,
let me say this.
As your way keeping, Papa, Brother Natty does it. What can some Brother Brian? I feel me who will lie no. I do next time tell him you were playing the hair game. No me 65. And you know where the
actually okay there. Okay.
Yeah, may come back to a sister. Musio,
okay.
Obi a oka some show bi ano sa oya na wo bon wa na ne se de e tram no sa Brother Brian first the same Brother Brian was with the too much sister Yaba. I want to know the details. Of course, you want to know the details. I do a flow in your element, please. Your supporters are with you 100%. Bam, bam, bam. Pastor Esther, I was wanting to me slow down. I'm with you.
No, be yourself, my dear.
You are right, brother. Oh, just Brother Natty does Uba Haba.
I salute you too. I salute you.
So nice. Good to know, brother. I salute you all. Okay, now let me go back and let's get this done. This way I can go off and go to Ubada now. We almost going in life now. Ubada na ya mumeti na so mo fan to Facebook you know. See Adwoa Odo explaining things. We call deep because who kasa sister pastor say who kasa you won't sugar code do BBO, you have to say it direct. Sister I have said we need to respect people for who they are and not what we want them to be. Your final thoughts, Pastor Esther.
All right. So on saying and say like what that kind of social personality, you know. And living your dreams. Sometimes when people come into your life and they want to change who you are.
Yeah.
Or say, next also yourself wanna behavior. I mean, this is me. Me see the me when I'm crying and you be me that me as I don't care where I am. That is me. I am living my dream. And that is me. That is me. Sometimes that is how I am. And yes, we are, first one we are shy coming on Facebook and the other. But yes, but also you have to be who you are and you have to live your dream. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people pretend and they affect you.
Drink water.
And affect you. So don't pretend to be who you are not. Don't pretend to believe somebody else's dream. Because at the end of the day, when you leave somebody else's dream, it will affect you. Obey things wrongly. And also you need to respect people for who they are. Like Sister Adwoa Odo, or pedie once and Obeka die once and non stress. Sister, you too, man. You too.
Obi a woni Obeka say sister dey was say papa. I say
I say my use. I say my use.
But I don't stress you know, was obi an in personality. Any obi an in dreams are want you dream no matter how high it is no, you can achieve your dream, live your dream. Man Chain said that you because yanka. This is the time, this is the moment, and living your dream, like I said before, no, it comes with sacrifice. You have to put certain things in place. You have to make some tough decision. When it comes to Ube making tough decision, make some tough decision. In the initial stage, sometimes people around you will not understand you. But as time goes on,
Pastor Esther, you can talk somebody, Brother Natty does say, Pastor Esther.
But we all know. Yeah.
Modi I mostly me bua ya mo nko he Pastor Esther osa asori nyum. Ensem bebre yenka ne kese.
Yeah, so I mean basically no, live your dream. And I yes so no. Yema yema so and live our dream. And at the same time, we also live in our dream. No? We are also want to help other people to also nurture them to live their dream. Obi wa bet me on no ebi mo the potential no to see say obi wa no bet me be say this is the powerful person or this is way. Yes, say bet me there are encouraging the to you know to also live up to their dream. And yeme boy ya na yen Christopher ne bu no like so what can be right say you have to be shy but no be plain, be yourself, be who you are. The first said we are honest, we are who you are. No, if you like to talk about sex, that doesn't mean so what say living your dream say be who you be who person we need you know I will live with your dream. No interest you are out of the will of God.
That's right.
And that is how you know you need to be differentiating well. So a lot of Christians they are living in a like a time bomb. Living in their shell. Different. But these people now why are so surprised about them? I mean, the other woman will feel that they may no surprise.
No correct.
Say, live your dream, be who you are, and don't fake it, and don't try to be like somebody else.
Don't fake it till you make it. We
don't fake it. Be yourself. Don't fake it. And rather say, my TikTok video, be yourself.
Wow, I need to see it. Pastor Esther, God bless your heart. God bless you and your family. And thank you for giving us all this time, you know, for you to be here. Even with my craziness, you still stick around and you didn't say I have to go. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
Hey, Brother Natty, this is where it is Bible. Please. Patch off an address, send him message, man.
Mate, Brother Natty does send me your address. What's sending me address? I'm the master for a year. One day, what you want, man? No, I can't. Who catch him? Say why you do? Oh, me, Fred, no me, bow doorbell.
Thank you again, Sister Adwoa Misha.
Angel. May the number never man one man no tips for the bread and why because no pa.
Mr. Initial stay name koye na say the Miami crew dia dancing. As my bread nibi.
Wow, that's wonderful.
But the person is solid, no, like to say, you know, African.
Brother, not is all the address no be mam na me dia bro. Onsuro se me ba ne wono. Was he no problem. No problem. You see, I'm likable. Brother Brian, your final thoughts on that? You know, say I see ye boo ye huno. Now you know to say
Yeah, me da simame Pastor Esther Nyamishra for the Mayan. Yeah, maybe baby and say here passes you respecting others and make sure we don't expect otherwise from them because we don't know where they were coming from, where they came from, or the journey they've been through. Right. That is how I look at things. Me, when you meet with me, and I say, oh, expect is so huge from me. That is when I cut you off because me who say, me no, me bread in the long run. What I say, you know, say, the new independence, we also have to respect them from a perspective. Everybody have a life. Everybody have the strength they can carry themselves with. So you don't push somebody overboard. You don't push somebody to do what will suffocate them.
Yeah.
Right. Me, I draw curtain on people so quick, and not quick in the sense that me a rude, but when I see the directions are depending on the woman, I'll tell you plain as it is. First, let me sugar continue, and it didn't help me. Right, it didn't help me. I draw me no work as I did, and it do baby no. I had to like I be taking my life.
I have to start charging you now. I don't even know why I didn't charge you. Shoot.
Adwoa me so charge me crowd boka. I can be taking my life in the sense that you say na me father or me boss as so. Like who you sue my life no ediagro.
Well,
I say stress taking. Person taking the stress and then he just turned to me. Now just why ye be as some of Becca me, now me the gumi team name one. But me do baby I make us say no. I have to build walls around myself. The all kind of started hitting and hitting back to himself.
It deflects back
right,
to you.
Exactly. And today, baby American go say, me no my baby how do I put it? Like my baby will be me mum na me lifting for spiritually, physically, like the way I can.
You have become inspirational.
Exactly. And today, one question I may be in Conform is especially people in Ghana, who be our university or to feel on your shit. See, maybe I'm an independent encounter near as I'm doing. I'll say, Dear, now be to me the one side. Dear, now be to me the one side. Apart from school now, work on the status now, why you know. Sometimes there's a certificate, it's just a paper, but in here will be a bravo. You know, when you're no, what else? Unya Jumaya, na unya baby coin, then I'll be to me. Me team I'm a building and I'm no me Juma back in Ghana. Now me were 2 university graduates. I'm with 2 university graduates. 2 university graduates, no, Bako was my best man. I taught him in Sunday school. Wow. And as and when me man it say Abrabo no and just flat. And me experience no. This is where respecting others comes in. Because you can also learn something. Oh, me in the 90 me na me enough, na me pen enough for be one now for people. And this enough for no omu nyina ben because of their meet me their mouth. Me nibi me de be ma the backup. Me ho chire me no, me nyi obi a support me. Oh, but this particular guy stood by me throughout. Nti no, me who say edu baby no, me ne nanfo, ne nantie mu kra say enua no helped me cut down friendship. And then me know can say, Adwoa, me wa down for e bia nia me ne kwa sorry. Me wa down for e bia nia me ne ye adwuma. Obi so obi ba me fie a, me na mama nipa no go ahead. Me nko obi fie. But back home in Ghana, where who me wo fie, obetumi a kire fie a me wo. Obeba na me wo. But and then me yes I your money. So when we respect others and respect them for whom they are, sometimes we also get to learn life experiences from people, right? And yet it doesn't work out all the time, but it is something me my experience. And let me share this these reasons why I don't do certain things. We bet me I relate with. 10 reasons why trying to please everyone doesn't work with me. Because one, you attract people less. In whatever you do, you attract people less because you are not living your life. You are not living your dream. You are trying to be somebody. And ginger will be. Two, you love yourself less. You love yourself less. And I've been there. I've been fighting. Until say maybe who say me to me na eya kenchi. Three, you become more manipulative. Obia keke. It to me manipulative.
Easily.
Yes. And you seem as a less trustworthy. Because you are trying to do something that you cannot do. Where if you say other people are looking at you.
That's right.
Right. It's an obia who said like it's not on your own accord, but you are doing it to do something.
To please people.
Exactly. You end up with less confidence. And that was me.
It takes away.
Exactly. You end up with fewer friends. You end up with fewer friends. You end up with the worst of both worlds.
Chai.
You become more resentful. You hate the things you used to love.
Wow.
And lastly, you fail to please the one that matters.
That's crazy. I mean,
right.
Like you hit every nail, you nailed it.
We have a lot we can spread our wings on, but we have to be very vigilant. And also when treading with whatever we have to do, we have to make sure that casting our nest is not going to bring something that will overweigh us. Because in this life, you live it, but people are living for the grave or towards the grave.
That's right.
Right. Me de bia me ka share me ho. Me no ka say so be hwa kakra na maso meti. Minya on and off headaches, and I believe it's minya enough sleep during the day. Plus I work nights. What I say.
You need to get enough sleep.
Exactly. Inti me wo honom na sesa niama we nyina work na obi frɛ me na manfa na ka so Brian picking me calls Brian is and yeah no I'm thinking about myself too.
That's right.
Me met na phone so na me no wo make asa like people used to call me because I make them laugh.
Wow.
Right. And to me we are na ma betena them na ma yesi. Na me dream.
That's not good.
Yeah, recently obi bisa me say inti de bia wosre wo de owo problem ana.
Of course.
Yeah, and I'm actually the say I have my problems, and it's not like I always laugh. Sometimes we share many more. I do this for people to know, say many more. But obey me, yes, I am it. What is it? Because Obi catch my stepfather, the man who will be share my stepmother. And no catch us, we share Obano. The way I said the wolf, and also, why Joe, and it will be a one casana. Because na me ferry ade pa nti no nipa na eba na mema me ti so kra hwe no me si me ti ase na me yese here na we yi we ni na me so metwe nti no bi sama sema I'll come up na me no wakasa but people don't know that. And the stepmother built me up upon all this. She saw in me a great person utumi ne me etna eseneba for over 18 years me worry no or me ba no na bisa. Over 18 years, I'm a warrior. She cried. She cried. And up until today, maybe someone said, dear no woman. And at dear Sutin and but she wanted to build me up. So the respect we are talking about, how to go hand in hand. And as Pastor Esther said, we have to respect both ways. It should be from the other person, it should be from you, and it should be well balanced. That's man, Manuato.
That's it. Yamisha. Pastor Esther and Brother Brian, thank you guys so very much for making the time to come for us to have this productive conversation. And then I learned so much from you both. And also, I want to extend the thanks to all my supporters, followers, even the silent listeners and locals and those who share my programs, like my programs, love my programs, and use other emojis because I know, say, when I come on now, I'm always on for like so many hours. Even when I tell myself I'm going to be on for a couple hours, I'm on longer hours, but most of them is like very educative. I watch my programs most of it when I don't have anything to watch. I'll go back and watch so many of them, and sometimes I just watch them because I want to capture all the other things that I'm missing. Sister Aisha Ankra, as always, Obaho that's Sister Sage Williams, Boss Lady, Sister Ya Atobra, Sister Beatrice, Sister Yabs, and the man who brother Nana Santi, and a brother Kofi Boache, and a brother Kwe, a seconds, and the man home. So my basons men who are Dr. Kingsley. So now, yeah, sometimes no basso by be or baban men who know. Aha. Brother Natty does the as always, like thank you so very much. My baby sister Crisscross Mensa, when she comes on and she sees that things are floating, she will just stay in the back and watch us. She's been on listening in, and so is her husband. I spoke to Chris Crossman's husband earlier. I call him Big Man. He's one of my best friends. I called him earlier, regarding, I asked him, like the topic today, like, is your life best fulfilling other people's dream or your own dreams? And he was like, well, it depends on who those people are. And then he went into stating that parents are known to put their dreams aside in order to pave a righteous path so their children can be successful. And then he used my parents as a perfect example, because he has gotten to know our parents, Chris Cross and my parents, and he used them, like, in terms of their education. And my dad, like he went for pharmacy, and like before he followed through with that, he took a lot of years off before he was able to go through that. Yes.
Please, can I sign off?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Very much. So
Thank you, Pastor Esther.
Yes, my brother.
Rebecca, sir, mama.
Me pacho you, no problem. Pacho you.
Pastor Yaba, Namishra, you better your honker.
Yeah,
Me pacho you. Bye. Pacho your wife in planning now. Your amiable wife.
Yeah,
amiable.
Amiable.
You fifth one, my wife, yes, sir.
Oh, I just said you met me home. Was 4 no. And easy. Oh, come now, you say, and easy.
Martin, and Rebecca said, Brian. So,
peace out.
Big man, brother, big man, use our parents, as a perfect example. And I was like, I need you to break it down for me. And he did break it down, and he's so right. Our parents, made a lot of sacrifice, but they were able to also fulfill most of their dreams. At times people have multiple dreams and stuff, but many people tend to leave their life fulfilling other people's dreams and never their own dreams, because the pressure coming from family members, their partners, significant others, friends, and societal norms, getting married, or like, having children, and so many other things. And for me, as what Sister Yaba says earlier, that we need to respect people for who they are and not what we want them to be. Like, we have to be able to give people their space. We need to move away from assuming things that you have no clue about, accusing people when you really don't uh, have proof of what you're saying, uh, having that unnecessary comparison, unnecessary competition, living in illusions life, right? And then not having support system, because a lot of times, when you're helping your partner to grow, you also have to make plans for yourself. Even at some point, if the partner is not intelligent enough to stay with you because they feel like they have upgrade themselves, then you don't feel broken. You will still be standing and be able to fulfill your dreams as well. It's okay for a woman and man to support their partner at some point. It depends on how we feel, where we are, what we feel for our partners. And some of us go through a lot of challenges and struggles, but we do not allow that to define us. We also use our past bad experiences, most of us use it to educate ourselves, and we do things differently, and we shine our eyes in so many ways. So we need to respect each other and give each other's our personal space. We have to be selfless in a lot of decisions that we make, especially if you are married, if you are in a relationship. uh, it's not just about you, it's about you, your partner, your children, and family. Depending how extended your family is, because some people, their family is only extended to the husband, wife, and children, whereas most of us, it extends to our parents, brothers, sisters, friends, and so many other ways. So we just need to like have a realistic set of realistic goal for ourselves, do self-assessment, develop self-love for yourself, be selfless in all the things that you do self-work. Don't listen to society, societal issues. Whatever is going on, if it's working for somebody, don't think that is going to work for you. Social media has developed, and you have people who are there to destroy. You have people who are there to encourage, to build you up, and to inspire you to do things out of the norm. Learn to step outside your comfort zone, and don't do things to please other people. Do things to please yourself. So I'll see you guys next week, Friday, by the grace. I'll bring another topic, or just leave it open discussion so we can talk about anything, everything. But one day I'm going to come and we just going to talk about sex. Pastor, we're just gonna talk about sex itself. So see you tomorrow with Sopho Samuel Okoso. Tomorrow afternoon we about marriage lessons. I mean, we have to love us. Self everything is really important, because one cannot produce what they lack of. So if you don't know what love is, you will not be able to love others fully. If you do not know what self care is, you will not be able to take care of yourself. So I love you guys. Take care. Normally, I'll play a song here and there, but today I have gone over, way over. Mhm. Way over. So let me play my favorite song.
All right, Auntie Adwoa, good night. Why? Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
night, good night, good night, good night, Pastor.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Muncha Munasi. Bye. I will go off. Ebia enyum no airborne na be na point meko enti nyame adom. I'll see you guys tomorrow with Suffer Samuel Okoso at 3 p.m. US Eastern Time in marriage lessons. I mean, don't think about just the theme, because even though we say marriage lessons, some of the topics that we talk about, if you are single, you're planning to get married, you're in a relationship, your work life, you can still pick something from it. So let me play my Slim Buster Home. I love this song, Pa. Yeah. Bye, guys. Madam Japan, thank you. And your mama, so it all the sound. And your mama, it all the sound. And your mama, wow, Taisha. And your mama, 325 and your mama, sipping champagne from B119, and I'm all alone in my bed. Sipping champagne from B119, and I'm all alone in my bed. Ask me how the world is out. Oh, my life, I leave no more. Can't wait no more. Can't leave no more. Can't wait no more. And your mama running, so the tears are on the show. And your mama fooling, the tears are on the show. And your mama boy, mommy, okay, I left the cafe, sleep. Y'all be soon the way your money go. One weekend now, see me so. You know, Joe, I'm a shit. One weekend now, see me so. Eh, man, I don't want to go. I don't care. You my G won't come. Come on, you won't come. I think radio small. I'm a won't wait. And it's funny. I think on the piano, I want to go. I don't think nothing to go. What is it going on? Johansson young kutono mabadada bala makeba no bikaka baba kika boshini level and you go brother my speaker long time how I am how I go when you look
This is my heart. I see the smile all over my face. Though you don't yet to see how I feel, but I can see you all the time in my dreams. I can see you all the time over me. Each time and every time I hear this song, I know you're dreaming about me. No, 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 no. And you mama paying me. And you mama do yeah. And you mama boy, I'm in